coming or preparing today. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. mypatriotsupply.com.
Clinical excellence is on the rise at Mohawk Valley Health System. MVHS is the first hospital in New York State to receive the prestigious designation as a heart care center. Our comprehensive stroke center is one of the largest in the state. MVHS's women's and children's services are stronger than ever, with the addition of 6 new OBGYNs and 3 midwives. We're making major advancements in medical education, building new programs for educating and training the next generation of physicians and caregivers. And next year, the new Wynn Hospital will open in downtown Utica, the state's first new hospital in 30 years. This is clinical excellence. This is for our community and for our region. This is the Mohawk Valley Health System, and this is for you. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIDX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Kind of a mild beginning to the week after Thanksgiving, today being Cyber Monday. And good morning. Although all that rain we had yesterday and in the last 24 hours, can you imagine if that was snow? It would have been a lot. We've been doing like a couple inches an hour. It was coming down.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing yesterday. Actually, I stopped here, and I was running my little guy around, and I thought to myself, boy, I'm glad it's not cold enough to get snow because it would have snowed all day.
Same thing. I think later this week we're expecting a lot of rain, maybe a mixture of rain and snow on Thursday, but some high winds. But it looks like it'll be mostly a rain event as of right now. So we'll see what happens here. It is the end of November.
Yes, it is.
Thanksgiving was good. Put on the pounds. Today's the day you feel guilty for it. And to make yourself feel better, you go online and buy all this garbage. Cyber Monday.
Well, just a quick note on the storm. The National Weather Service, it just says hazardous weather outlook. A strong storm system may bring 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts to the region Wednesday through Thursday. So keep that in mind. And as you mentioned, there's rain in the forecast. It could switch over to some snow, but right now they're saying primarily rain.
New York Sash, Utica Pioneers Teddy Bear Toss is Saturday night at the Adirondack Bank Center. Yeah, already. We are not screwing around.
No. It's that time of year.
If you are a season ticket holder and you have tickets, there's an easy way for you to just call up the Adirondack Bank Center. They can turn them into tickets for you. Leave them, if you're not able to make the game, make sure your tickets get used. We want to see the odd filled up with plenty of teddy bears coming on the ice when they score their first goal. And by the way, who do they play Saturday night? It's a competitive game.
Oswego.
As they play Oswego.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Syracuse in a bit, Davey, over the weekend, and the Bills and the Giants. The Giants.
Again, I don't. What are they? 7-4, 7-5. The fact that they have a winning record still surprises me. The team just isn't that good. I was hopeful on Thanksgiving because Dallas was coming off such a huge win against Minnesota. I thought they were due for a bit of a downer. Giants had the halftime lead. We were missing both of our starting corners, Adoree Jackson, and I forget the other kid's name. But look, it would be great if we made the playoffs this year. But beyond that, I think any other hope for the Giants having some success this year is not good. I still like the coach, but we have to get a new quarterback, and everybody can't be injured all the time.
Some other, if we can get into some sports, because a lot happened over the weekend. How about the tie on Friday between the U.S. and England? That was really a victory for the U.S. And now we play Iran on Tuesday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. That in the middle of a world controversy and the tensions between the United States and Iran. These two teams will play in soccer with a full arena on Tuesday. Wow, tensions will be high. Part of that is because the U.S. players are all in on the protests going on in support of Iranian women who are just for showing their faces in public could be beaten. And there are cases where there are women who have recently been beaten and tortured because they are maybe westernized a bit. And that just doesn't fly in Iran. So many of the players on the U.S. team have been have stood in solidarity with the protesters. Iran wants them suspended and kicked out of the tournament. It shows you the tensions that will be in play when the two teams play on Tuesday.
There was a big controversy recently. A woman was, I believe, killed for wearing. It wasn't that she wasn't wearing a hijab; she was wearing the wrong hijab.
She's considered one of the most beautiful models in Iran, and is someone that followed the rules but didn't follow the rules. Often is seen in advertisements in Iran. The ones that you see at Macy's and that sort of thing. Beaten to the point where she was put in the hospital. And did she ultimately die?
I believe she did.
If I recall, we've seen protests, and she is basically the martyr in these protests. But it's going to be, tensions will be high when these two teams play on Tuesday.
Just a quick Google search, just to give you an idea of how frequent this is. Iranian schoolgirl beaten to death for refusing to sing a song that was pro-regime out there. So she didn't want to sing along, and she was beaten to death, a schoolgirl.
And for the record, when the Iranian national anthem, when the ceremonies opened for the World Cup, when the Iranian national anthem was played, the players are expected to sing along to the national anthem, and they didn't sing. Many of the players, if not all of them, did not sing. So they also are in support of the. This is a great deal of world tension. It shows you when the world affairs end up on the sports field. It's happened in the past, and it's really quite incredible. Over the weekend, the Utica Pioneers football team in the NCAA tournament. Of course, last weekend they beat Susquehanna University 17-10, a big victory for Utica. They move on to round number 2, but landed the number 2 seed, and I believe the number 2 team in the country, University of Mount Union. The game was played in Alliance, Ohio on Saturday afternoon, and Utica Falls, their season comes to an end. They lost that game 45-7. I don't think it's any big surprise. This team is multinational champion year after year. They're either second or first in the country.
Yeah, I was just
in Division III.
I don't know if it was a college game Saturday night or a game on Sunday. Smitty might have a little insight into this. But they were talking about the head coach on the sidelines had been with Mount Union and won 5 national championships. Okay. They're in it every year. I'm trying to think of another example where the team, it's almost like
UConn and women's basketball.
Correct. I mean, they're just a perennial powerhouse. That's where a lot of young athletes go. They can make a name, make an impact at a program like Mount Union, and hopefully transfer to a 4-year D1 type school. But yeah, they are an absolute powerhouse. 45-7 was the final. An amazing, record-setting Never had a year like this before for the Utica Pioneers, though. They made the NCAA tournament. I believe this is the first time they ever had double-digit victories in a season. So hats off to Blaise Fagiano and all the Pioneers over there.
What a year they had, right? What a year. Nagel this morning says, soccer, what a great sport. Two teams can play for over 90 minutes, and the result is the same as if they never played. Yeah, I mean, you were just hoping the U.S. could have scored on Friday.
Yeah, they had opportunities, too, that I'm going to say his name wrong. Pulisic? I'm from pronouncing the kid's name wrong. But they had a couple of opportunities, a couple of, the ball bounces off the shoe the wrong way. The U.S. needs a win, I believe, against Iran. They cannot tie.
They cannot tie. They have to win. It's if they win, they make it into the next round. Over the weekend, Syracuse football with a big win, finally breaking that trend. They had lost 5 in a row. How about, I think it turns out, and I could be wrong, Syracuse either finishes third or fourth in the ACC but they got off to that 6-0 start. It was incredible. But a big win for Syracuse, a much-needed victory, and there you have that.
4-4 they went in the conference, and as a matter of fact, Syracuse, Louisville, and NC State, all 4-4.
And they beat Louisville and they beat NC State. So they end up topping those two teams in the final. I'm thinking, from what I'm reading, there's a good chance Syracuse will get the Pinstripe Bowl. That could happen. They would play like on, I don't know, the 28th, maybe, something like that at Yankee Stadium. That'd be a cool bowl game if they could grab that.
If I'm not mistaken, when that first opened, the Pinstripe Bowl, Syracuse played the first 2 years or first 2 of the 3 years that they even had that game at Yankee Stadium. So
we'll play audio from Boeheim's post-game press conference with Bryant. Syracuse basketball losing to Bryant, but there's a lot to this. This was a dirty game. Players were ejected. When I looked out, I was like, why is everybody sitting on the bench? There were punches thrown. It was heated. And at the end of the game, the coach for Bryant was like taunting the fans by waving at the fans in Syracuse. And Boeheim had some words about him. I'll play that post-game action for you coming up in a few minutes. In the city of Oneida, police there are asking for the public's help in finding a young female who has gone missing. Manansky, she's 16 years old.
yes, Angelica Hernandez was last seen yesterday morning, just after 9 o'clock. It's believed she literally walked out of the house and walked down the road and has not been seen since. 5'4", 110 pounds. Police say she speaks fluent Spanish, some limited English, and she's been missing for almost 24 hours now.
You're talking about gas prices being down. I believe the gas prices in Ilion, at Stewart's in Ilion, are still a low $3.12 for your cash price. It might be $3.22 for credit. That's 60 cents cheaper than what we're paying here in Utica.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's just those two stations, right? They're having a bit of a war.
Well, it's there are two. I didn't see the price at the Citgo, but the Stewart's, the price was still. Well, I mean, it was. You think about it. If you're saving, and it turns out you'll save about 70 cents, is what it is. About 70 cents per gallon. You're talking about if you fill up your tank, you're talking about saving about $10 on a fill up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's worse. That would make it worth maybe taking a trip and filling up your tank. It's supposed to you have to do something down in the valley anyway.
You know what's funny is it's just those two stations, right? Because the average, I'm on AAA's website right now, Oneida County's average is 381. The county-wide average for Herkimer County is 381.12. So it's
I think the Stewart's is like 20 cents less than the Citgo, like 20 or 25 cents less than the Citgo right now.
And you mentioned Stewart's. I had in the news today they've launched an online store.
So, well, yeah, if only you could get the gasoline pumped to your house online. The interesting thing is I was there Thanksgiving Day, And there were people, I had to wait in line to get a pump on Thanksgiving evening. And then you drive out of town and you look at the other gas stations and there was nobody there. Why would you pump gas for $3.80 when you could get it for $3.12? And the person must not have known, so I had to yell out the window, "What are you doing? It's 70 cents cheaper down the street."
Oh, that's funny.
And the wait wasn't that long. I waited maybe 2 minutes to get to a pump.
You know, Ed Welsh always used to say, I believe it was a dime. If it was more than a dime difference, and it depended on how many miles away, it wasn't worth it from a gas standpoint.
I agree,
to go.
but it's 70 cents.
70 cents, yeah.
It's worth it.
Like you said, if you're getting 12, 13 gallons, you're saving about $10.
You're saving. I think I saved $12 on a 17-gallon fill-up. So how about that? Ryan Schmelz with Fox News. President Biden's week ahead. There's a lot going on as Democrats are anticipating the House being taken over by Republicans. Ryan Schmelz from Fox News. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You drive from the city, right? I mean, you drive up from the city for 12 cents for 70 cents a gallon. I mean, that's a big deal.
Okay, so interesting point here. So this weekend was the first time I actually commuted all the way from my parents' house in northern Maryland down to D.C. Usually, though, I take a train into work, or I just walk if I'm at the Capitol.
Yeah.
So I usually gas prices have not really been affecting me too much in that regard, but it was my first time making that long. It's like over an hour, 20-minute drive to get to my parents' house from our office in D.C. And my tank's already kind of suffering from that, and that's not exactly what I want to be in at this time of year.
Well,
right?
when you cross over the $50 mark when you're filling your gas, that's your first shock.
Oh yeah.
But there were times where prices were higher that we were hitting the $80-90 mark to fill a tank of gas. I mean, it's just it's been obscene, these gas prices.
Just real quick, Ed chimes in this morning. He goes, for 70 cents a gallon, I would drive to Ilion and bring extra gas cans.
That's right. Can you believe it? And it's been that way, by the way. It's been that way since they opened on October 28th.
That's great.
Okay, Ryan, what are we thinking about President Biden's plans going forward here post-Thanksgiving?
Well, I think there's going to be a big main event this week when Emmanuel Macron, a big-time leader from France, comes to town for a state dinner. John Baptiste is going to be performing during the state dinner, too. But there's going to be a lot of interesting topics that are going to be brought up. Obviously, I think the war in Ukraine is one to watch. Trade's going to be actually a really big one because a lot of European countries have been raising concerns about the Inflation Reduction Act and the subsidies and benefits packages that are involved for American companies when it comes to manufacturing. And there's been a lot of European countries raising concerns about that, saying it hurts them at a time when China's offering a lot of competition to European nations. And that's going to be a big concern there. But expect them to try to show some type of unity on this front, too. So it should be interesting to see how Macron kind of treats the United States. And he's also planning to visit New Orleans, too. So that's, I think, something I really want to pay attention to as well.
Yeah, interesting. Biden, of course, since the latest shooting, talking about he's going to make an effort to put a ban on assault weapons, or it depends on your definition of what an assault weapon is. But again, he'd have to do a real big hurry up, and I'm not sure he could get this passed through his through the Democratic House.
It's going to be really difficult. Obviously, he's had issues doing this in the past too, so it's going to be. Don't be shocked if they try it. Obviously, they've got a very limited amount of time, like you just said, and that's not the only bill I think you got to pay attention to as Congress kind of gets back into its final weeks here before the new year and the new Congress takes over, and obviously with Republicans taking back the House too. But expect the marriage equality bill to be one that a lot of Democrats try to get through before the new year, because I think a lot of people were shocked how many votes they were able to get in the Senate, getting up to 62 votes. So with the Democrats still controlling the House, it looks like they should be able to get enough votes to get one of those bills passed before the new year starts. So expect that to be a big legislative agenda item too, as we kind of get down to these final weeks here.
Well, and you may very well get some Republican support there.
Oh, yeah, no, you got enough Republican support to get up to 62 votes. So, the Republican support's definitely there in the Senate, but there's also some Republican members on the House who are already on the record supporting the House form of the bill. So I think we got to kind of pay attention to see if they're going to try to cram the House bill through or the Senate bill through. But based off the success they've had with the Senate bill, don't be shocked if they just roll with that one.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, we appreciate it. Are you a soccer fan? Will you be watching on Tuesday?
I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world. I'm a big-time American football guy. I do like soccer a little bit here and there. I'll probably be watching this week just because there's been so much hype surrounding it. So it's my job to be able to pay attention to these things. So I think I will be watching.
It's your job. That's exactly right. I felt that way Friday when I'm like, God, there's nothing really happening here. No one is scoring. But I watch because it's a thing right now. So interesting. All right, Ryan, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Ryan Schmelz from Fox News. It is not my sport by any means. However, man, these people are, and you can always tell, like in football, when there's a pass and all of a sudden, the announcer sees that the receiver has a bit of an opening and his voice elevates and he's going down to the 30, down to the 25, and he's getting excited.
Yeah.
That happens in soccer, and I'm like, why is he excited? I don't realize why this is an exciting moment, but they can see the play, they can see the opening that I just can't seem to see.
Yeah, it is interesting as a guy who didn't grow up knowing the rules of soccer, and I didn't play a ton of soccer.
But now your kid's playing soccer.
Yeah, so I did watch the game. I do watch World Cup. I find it really interesting. Like I don't watch the MLS or anything like that. I'll go to not the Comets. At the Adirondack Bank Center. Help me out here. What are they?
Utica City FC.
Yeah, Utica City FC.
I
think that's fun. That's
Arena
cool. There's a lot
soccer,
a lot of goals scored. But you can almost see the thing that's puzzling to me. They'll be advancing the ball, either team, and then all of a sudden the play doesn't work out how they wanted to, or the player doesn't make the break at the right time. So they'll kick it back to the other side of the field and kind of reset and restart. And I'm like, you just lost 40 yards of space.
Right,
Why didn't you give that up?
It is completely
But they know what they're doing.
Completely different than American football.
So yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the comparison is, you know what? We're in the red zone, but since the receiver's not running the right route, we're going to go back to midfield.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and you realize when that happens, when an American football player runs backwards, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you lost all of that yardage. And that has a significant effect on the game. But in soccer, it's a completely different world. Coming up, I'll play the audio from Boeheim. Man, was he fuming after the Bryant game. And it came down to where he shook the coach's hand. And apparently what had happened is 3 or 4 of the starters for Bryant just left the court, didn't shake hands. And Boeheim had a problem with that, and then had a problem with the Bryant coach's answer. And then as the Bryant coach is walking off the court, he's waving and mocking the Syracuse fans. Not something you normally see out of a head coach. And Boeheim addresses that. We'll play that audio. It's worth listening to. Coming up, 6:40. By the way, Michael this morning on Joe Biden and his meeting with Macron. Hopefully, Joe will be able to make the dinner with Macron and not blow it off like he did when he traveled overseas. Well, listen, sometimes you just get tired. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Those overseas trips, you have jet lag. It's tough. Time zone difference can really mess with you. So can age. At 6:41 at WIBX.
Till December 21st at Harley-Davidson and Power Sports of Utica. For every $100 worth of merchandise, get tickets to win a drawing of your choice, a new ATV or motorcycle for the holidays. We will match any competitor or e-commerce price. We're at Toys for Tots drop-off till December 9th. Till December 21st at Harley-Davidson and Power Sports of Utica. For every $100 worth of merchandise, get tickets to win a drawing of your choice, a new ATV or motorcycle for the holidays. We will match any competitor or e-commerce price. We're at Toys for Tots drop-off till December 9th.
This is Harry G., the heat pump expert from Country Suburban. With New York State planning to eliminate fossil fuels, heat pumps are the wave of the future. Heat pumps can save you up to 30% or more on your heating and cooling bills. Right now, you can receive up to $20,000 in heat pump incentives. Call 315-735-5300 for a free estimate.
Discover the difference that comes from a financial partner committed to building better tomorrows. I'm Jim McGuire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Utica. As a provider of trusted financial services in Utica, Baird is committed to making the future brighter for you and for our community. That's why we support local organizations like the Women's Fund of Herkimer and Oneida counties and the Capitol Theater in Rome, because we care about Utica. Discover the Baird difference. Visit BairdUtica.com.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, "Best product I've ever used," and "Amazing, I love my Navage." Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Qatar, here we come.
Christian's travel agency has one goal.
Talk to you soon.
The world's biggest soccer tourney.
The hotel is 7 miles from the stadium. Are you serious? Did you email the transportation company?
Now he needs an Arabic interpreter on his roster.
I don't speak it either.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, let's get into this Boeheim thing. And post-game, they lose to Bryant College. And this was, I mean, at one point, Syracuse, the wheels came off. There was fighting. 3 players got ejected. They were down by, I don't know, what was the score at one point? They were down by 20 in the first half.
They were.
And they came back, made it a game. Syracuse ended up losing 73-72, but with many starters sitting the bench for Syracuse. So here is Boeheim's press conference after the game. And as I said, at one point, he's shaking the hands of the coach, and he had words with him. And the coach became a little animated. You could see they were arguing. Nobody knew what was going on there. And then the coach took off. And as the coach is leaving, he's mocking Syracuse fans, waving to them sarcastically.
Yeah, I would imagine that they were chanting. I don't know this, but for a coach to react that way, I would think that they were yelling some really profane.
They may have been, but usually coaches are above that.
Usually.
Okay, here's what Boeheim has to say. Here's audio.
Well, they're great. They got a great team. Tough game.
How important is it for, against a Big Ten team?
Every game's important.
So you and Coach also had an exchange after the game.
Yeah, his players didn't come and shake hands. They ran off the court, 2 or 3 of them. I don't know why you would do that. We lost. We shook hands. I mean, that's what you do, win or lose. That's what you do.
So that's what you said. What was his reaction?
Pardon?
What was his reaction after?
He gave me a sarcastic apology, which fits him. It really wasn't an apology. That's why I didn't really accept it. He said he apologized. It wasn't that kind of apology. We'll see.
Boom, he walks off. He gave a sarcastic apology, which fits him. And I got to tell you, the way he was basically reacting to fans, usually coaches are above that. Usually coaches are above that, and usually bringing their players back down to say, don't participate in that sort of thing. Like when Syracuse, after winning in Boston on Saturday, Syracuse football, somebody gave one of the players a flag, and there's become this thing where you ram the flag and post the flag into into the playing surface, into the field. And, you post your flag. So Syracuse players started going down that road. That was another heated game. There was a lot of fighting and fists being thrown, punches being thrown. And Babers got right into it, took the flag away, and walked off the field. And they said, there'll be none of that. We don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a class. That's what you'd expect out of your coach.
100% class act, Dino Babers. Really, if you think he's a class act, he'll never prove you wrong. Look, for them on a 5-game losing streak to beat Boston College and be planting flags in midfield, I mean, give me a break.
I know.
Well, 5 in a row.
There's it is a rivalry. You've just lost 5 in a row. The fact that you broke that, you're right. I mean, it's not time for fans to come off the field and storm the field in victory.
Now, back to the basketball game here. I feel like, and Smitty, you can help me out with the kid's name. He was the one who ended up getting slapped by the Bryant player, number 3. He smacks the kid from Bryant, 25, before the kid slaps him. Am I wrong?
Are you talking about Judah Mint?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think he got ejected. I think he's the one that got ejected.
And Coach Audrey and Griffith, too.
Right.
So you can't. I know it was a hard foul, or he thought it was a hard foul. You can't walk up and slap a player, and he deserved to get smacked back.
I saw the end of the game. I didn't see what caused it all. All I'm saying is it was kind of a dirty game, probably on both sides. Clearly the Syracuse players were the ones who were ejected.
And Boeheim addressed that too about Judah Mint getting thrown out. He said he can't make mistakes like that again. He can't do that. He's going to talk to him about it after the game.
And again, I love Boeheim, but he's being a little light-handed with his player there, because I would say you make a mistake on a basketball court, you foul a guy you shouldn't have fouled. You don't defend the three-point line and somebody hits a big three. You can't walk up to another player and slap him in the face. He ought to be suspended for that. He ought to miss time for that.
Well.
And look, I'm watching the replay again right now to hopefully be wrong about this, but I don't think I am.
I don't know what led to it, but even if something led to it, you still can't hit it. You can't hit another player.
Can't smack another player.
No.
And then he gets smacked back. A couple guys get ejected, and then it leads to what happens at the end. And I do think Boeheim is right. That coach has got to show more class. I know the fans were probably yelling stuff at him. I'm sure of it. I'd bet money on it.
Fans yell. That's just the way it is. Right?
Yeah, you can't be. I don't know.
I mean, that's you got to be above that crap. Anyway, it is what it is, and Syracuse has lost to Bryant, and they lost to Colgate
and St. John's.
And St. John's is a pretty good basketball team.
And they're going to lose tomorrow night against number 16 ranked Illinois because they're playing in the ACC Big Ten tournament.
I still have. I'm an optimist, so stick with me. I think this team, and Manaski, you've talked about it, Syracuse continues to get better every year. It's like what goes on right now, as long as they can make it into the tournament, you never know what can happen with this team. And it's a young team. They got a long ways to go.
3-3 in the cupcake portion of the schedule. Hopefully,
yeah,
maybe this helps turn it around. Maybe it's a little spark. I know
you don't know.
Spark and Boeheim aren't usually synonymous with one another. It's more like Knapp and Boeheim and Biden. But sorry, I had to throw that in.
A baby born inside. Are we done with this?
Yes,
okay.
I guess so.
A baby born inside of an Atlanta McDonald's with the help of employees during the labor. What do you do? I mean, your kid has been born inside McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And the employees at McDonald's, wearing their little McDonald's uniforms, smelling of French fries, they help deliver the baby. I mean, you have no choice, do you? You're going to have to come up with a special name.
What is it?
Here's the mother, Alandria Worthy, and the restaurant manager, Tunisia Woodward, talking about the amazing story and why the child is now named Nugget. Here we go with the audio.
I went into the bathroom. I used it. My water broke immediately. The lady came in. She was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm in labor."
I thought they was joking. I opened and she was on this toilet laid back, screaming. Then I knew to tell my crew. We're having a baby today.
I had one worker on this hand, one worker on this hand. I think I bit her. I didn't mean to.
It was me. But I'm okay. She didn't break my skin.
She had a nickname before she even left McDonald's.
That's her nickname, McDonald Little Nugget.
So the baby's name is now Nugget.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, what store was Tunisia born in to get that name?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't have an answer for that.
I thought it was going to be like Happy Meal Williams was born on this date.
Or McBurger, or whatever the Hamburglar, right?
The Hamburglar.
Yeah. So one of the big things you might be able to pick up today for it's becoming a real thing. There was actually a piece on this on 60 Minutes 2 weeks ago. One of the big items you could pick up out there are ice makers that make nugget ice. It's become a real thing. Are you familiar? So if you go to like what's the burger place? There's one in Syracuse, Sonic. If you get like soda from Sonic, they have ice, and instead of being larger cubes, they're little round nuggets of ice. And I don't know, my wife and daughter have been big on this. You can go to Sonic and buy a bag of nugget ice. So whenever they go to Syracuse, they come back with a couple bags of nugget ice.
Half melted.
It's kind of half melted. Yeah, well, she brings a cooler, but it's still half melted by the time it gets back. And it's kind of, I don't know, it reminds me when I was a kid, you used to get that almost nugget-like ice in the dispensary where the cup would drop down, the ice would come in, and the fountain soda would automatically pour into your cup. Unlike today where you get a plastic bottle that comes out. But a big item that people are buying is, these are a couple of $100s, but they sit on your shelf and they make quote, nugget ice for you, for your drinks, for cocktails or soda or water or whatever you want it for.
I'm looking at this now. Yeah, these machines are all over the place.
They're all over. It's a big item right now.
Anywhere from $125 to $300. I guess you can get a deal today for $99.
Right now, for $99, it's quite a deal.
Wow, this is like a big thing now, huh?
It's a big thing.
It's just amazing. If you went back 25 years and said, what would they have? Well, they'd have a smartphone that has more capability than the rocket they took to the moon, allegedly, right? We have all these capabilities, and then you know what the hot item is for 2022 Christmas?
Nugget ice.
A nugget ice maker.
It is. I will say it does change your drink. It's kind
of.
It does. It's a different type of. That's why a few years back, it was big. Was the big round ball of ice? One big round ball that went in your glass.
But that's more for like a scotch or something, right? Like an expensive.
Could be
liquor,
or for vodka, something on the rocks,
right,
that sort of thing. What else do I have before I break? I got a break.
Smitty, put some water in the ice machine.
How about a California man is accused of trying to drive drunk to Las Vegas with his 12-year-old son in the car while wearing a Raiders helmet? Boy, wouldn't this at this point you're swerving on the road, you got a kid in the car, and you're wearing a Raiders helmet. I'm thinking you're a target.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Here's
too.
the young boy, Aiden, who didn't screw around. He called 911 and reported his father. Here's the audio.
My dad is trying to take me to Vegas. He's acting weird.
What kind of car are you in?
A Toyota Camry. He's got a Raider plate. He says he stayed himself in a Raider helmet. He says he stayed himself in a Raider helmet.
Meanwhile, the father's helping the kid as he's talking to. Yeah, let him know I'm in a Raiders helmet. I mean, what is going on here?
That is so weird.
You got to be pretty drunk.
The dad's right in the background when he's calling?
That is the dad in the background. Today is Cyber Monday. If you want to get any deals, there are a ton of them online. If you have the ability, get out there and buy today. They say it's your big chance to save a lot of money on a lot of stuff for the upcoming holiday season.
Now, this happened to me. It happened to my mother as well, although my mother was fit to be tied over it. So my mother got a great deal from a big box store on like a 40-inch TV for $98, smart TV, whole nine. That's how she's watching Keeler this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mom. So,
close up on Jeff.
Thank you. Hey, Mom, how you doing? So she was all upset, though, because she bought a couple of items for my son that she saw marked down like 75% off. She didn't buy it because she thought she didn't buy the items. She thought she'd get a better deal on Black Friday, but the deals on Monday and Tuesday of last week were like 80% off.
Better.
Were better deals.
Yeah.
And she's like upset about it. She wants to call the company and complain.
That's the problem. You got to know when to. It's like pulling the lever on a slot machine.
I said, look, Ma, I think what happens is there becomes this lull in business activity where, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, everyone goes, well, don't buy it now. You'll get a better deal on Black Friday.
Right,
and the companies are like, we still need to get these registers rolling. So they offer some great deals. So whatever the item was, it was basically like a $20 item marked down to $6, and she went, well, if it's only $6 now, what it will be on Friday, and then it was up to $12 on Friday, and she was like put out that they would have better deals on Monday and Tuesday before Black Friday than actual Black Friday.
They've discovered that they don't need to open up on Thanksgiving anymore. After 5 years of doing it this way, we realized you just sell the stuff online, and you'll end up selling more, and that's what I think they're trying to do. Over the holiday, Irene Cara, who starred in and sang the theme song of Fame, she was also in Flashdance, or did the Flashdance song, died on Friday at her home in Florida. She was only 63. No cause of death as of yet. Irene, her big break came in the 1980 film Fame. She had her biggest hit in 1983, another theme called Oh, What a Feeling. Flashdance was the...
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, and she did Fame. She was big. She was huge. This is her Fame. Anyway, Irene Cara made her television debut as an 8-year-old on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour. Here's part of her performance along with a piece of trivia you may not know about her. She was a finalist in the Little Miss America pageant. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong clip. Here we go. And now.
From the Bronx. She's a third-grade student, was a finalist in the Little Miss America contest. Sings in Spanish. This is Irene Cara. The number you're going to sing is a South American folk song called Ola, Ola, Ola. What does that mean in English?
Well, Ola means rain. Ola, 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 Ola. No vengas sola. Ola, Ola, Ola. Ven con mi amor.
I don't even know what year that was. Wow. And she was also one of the teenagers who appeared regularly on the PBS children's show, if you remember, The Electric Company. Irene Cara, at the young age of 63, has passed away. Got a break. We have news coming up straight ahead. Much to get to this morning, including Hobica's free money question coming up next hour.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
They're angry over COVID. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but not about the virus itself, the way China's dealing with it.
It's the most widespread display of opposition to Communist Party rule in decades. Thousands pouring into the streets in cities across China, some chanting for President Xi Jinping to resign, others holding blank sheets of paper. The focus, the government's zero-COVID strategy. Lockdowns, mass testing and travel restrictions continue after almost 3 years.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Here in the U.S., the Biden administration keeps urging vaccinated Americans to get updated booster shots and to get a flu shot. Then there's RSV, a respiratory illness that's been surging. Dr. Anthony Fauci tells CBS Face the Nation.
We don't have a vaccine for RSV. This is particularly problematic for children 5 years of age and younger, and for the elderly.
Drama. 100 feet off the ground in Gaithersburg, Maryland. A small plane crashed into a power line tower late yesterday afternoon, then got stuck there with a pilot and a passenger badly hurt inside. The crash knocked out power to over 100,000 homes of businesses in the area, the fire chief, Scott Goldstein, said.
At least 2 of our hospitals in the county are in limited capacity because of the power outage.
But most of that power was back on after midnight when rescuers finally got the men out of the plane with serious but not life-threatening injuries. Power outages at a water treatment plant in Houston, Texas has caused a big water problem, a citywide advisory to boil it before drinking it. This may not be the most productive workday for some people who might sneak in shopping while working. It's Cyber Monday.
This year, retailers started their holiday sales, including online, as early as October, though Cyber Monday
Friday is when some companies offer deep discounts on electronics.
Fox's Jenny Casolo. Adobe says online sales on Black Friday topped $9 billion. Today were predicted to spend over $11 billion. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, I've told you about how Relief Factor helped me with my aches and pains. Let me tell you about Haven in Texas. Haven writes, I'm taking Relief Factor from my shoulder and lower back, and it works. No more pain. My husband started taking Relief Factor for his upper back and hip and didn't think it was working until he ran out and realized the pain was coming back. Relief Factor just works. We are so happy it's working for you and your husband like it does for thousands of others across America. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free solution developed by doctors to help your body attack the underlying inflammation causing pain. What activity would you like to be doing again? Your first step to becoming pain-free could just be to order the 3-week Quick Start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
Good morning. We have mostly cloudy skies, 38 degrees to start, and that will be near our high temperature today. This news update is brought to you by the law offices of William Mattar. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar. The Oneida City Police Department is asking for the public's help locating a missing 16-year-old girl who may have run away from home this weekend. Police say 16-year-old Angelica Hernandez was last seen leaving her home at about 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. She's a Hispanic female, about 5 feet 4 inches tall, 110 pounds, with dark brown hair, brown eyes, and a nose ring in her left nostril. Police say she speaks fluent Spanish and limited English. You can find photos on our website at WIBX950.com. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Oneida City Police Department. The suspect in a mass shooting at a Top store in Buffalo earlier this year is reportedly going to be back in court today. Citing an online court document, the Buffalo News says the appearance of Peyton Gendron was scheduled for last week but postponed because of the weather. That'll now happen today. Gendron is expected to plead guilty to state charges for allegedly killing 10 people and injuring 3 others and on the May 14th incident. He's also facing federal charges that could result in the death penalty if convicted. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles is reminding snowmobilers that you need a registered sled for the season. Registrations must be renewed each year, and the process can be completed online through the state DMV website, by mail, or by visiting your local DMV office. Snowmobilers must carry the registration and proof of insurance with them anytime they're riding. Riders also reminded it is illegal to operate a snowmobile under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Local gas prices down a dime over the past week. The average price in the Utica Rome market now $3.81 a gallon, according to AAA. That's down 10 cents from last week, but unchanged from 1 month ago. The statewide average is $3.78 a gallon. In Syracuse, they're paying almost a dime less at $3.73 a gallon. Well, today is Cyber Monday, and to mark the occasion, one convenience store is launching a brand new online store for customers. Stewart Shops says people will be able to purchase a variety of items, including onesies for kids, tumblers covered in rhinestones, coffee and gas, and gift cards as well. The company's president says people have been asking for an online store for years. It launches today. The website is shop.stewartsshops.com. In Syracuse, police say an 11-year-old is expected to make a full recovery after being shot over the weekend. The young victim was hit by gunfire on West Onondaga Street Saturday night, brought to a local hospital to be treated for the wounds. The child suffered injuries to his chest and arm. Anyone with information on that shooting has to contact Syracuse police. WIBX News Time is 7:06. We have mostly cloudy skies, 38 degrees to start. And we do have a chance of some snow showers in the forecast later this week. For the day today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, rain showers wrapping up this morning. A high today of 41. We're at 38 right now. Chance of showers tonight, mainly before 5 p.m., mostly cloudy skies with a low of 28 overnight. Partly sunny skies for the day on Tuesday with a high of 43. Wednesday, rain showers in the forecast and a high of 55. But, Bill, as we mentioned, there is a weather advisory in place. We could see a strong system bringing 40 to 50 mile-an-hour wind gusts to the area On Wednesday into Thursday, overnight Wednesday to Thursday, we could see a little bit of a rain-snow mix. But again, Wednesday's high, 55 degrees. Right now, cloudy skies, 38. WIBX News Time is 7:07.
Well, Nagel is happy this morning. His Eagles winning once again. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was forced to exit Sunday night's game. Their loss to the Eagles with a rib injury. Rodgers said after the game, it's hard to tell if he has any broken ribs, but said he does not have a punctured lung. You know, even in a loss, Aaron Rodgers makes it all about him, doesn't he? It's unbelievable. Mike White sparked the Jets offense to a 31-10 win over the Chicago Bears in East Rutherford yesterday. Also, if you're keeping your eye on the Bills, of course, they won on Thanksgiving Day Thursday. And Davey, the Miami Dolphins winning big again yesterday. So Miami technically is in first place because of head-to-head play.
Yeah, they played Houston.
The Bills dealing with a flu virus that is making its way through the team. And they'll be facing the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. But a lot of sick players right now dealing with the flu. And the Giants are hoping they can bounce back from their second straight loss. New York was topped by the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving to fall to third in the NFC East at 7-4. The G-men have certainly struggled over the past month, dropping 3 of their last 4 games. The Giants will look to get back in the win column when they host Washington on Sunday afternoon.
The Jets made a change of quarterback to the white.
They did.
Is there any chance that they want to get rid of Zach Wilson? Because we'll take him. I'm telling you, the Giants need a new quarterback desperately. They need a couple of other things. They need healthy corners, but we need a new quarterback desperately.
I will tell you that Syracuse will be waiting for an announcement coming this weekend on which bowl game they'll be going to. They won over the weekend with a 32-23 score. They won 32-23 is what I'm trying to say, over Boston College. With the win, Syracuse finished up the regular season with a record of 7-5. All bowl game announcements will come on December 4th. One of them, I mean, what are you hearing, Davey? There are a couple of bowl games that are likely. The Pinstripe is one of them.
Yeah, and then I'm hearing a bowling or
bad, whatever.
A bowl game in Fenway Park in Boston.
One in
and
Fenway,
then I'm hearing something down in Orlando.
Yeah, my guess is they would prefer the warmth, wouldn't you? I'd prefer to go to Florida.
Yeah, me too.
If I were them. Utica football of the weekend, losing to Mount Union 45-7, ending their NCAA run. Their season finishes at 10-2. Great season Utica had in Division III football. Utica College, Utica University hockey over the weekend. Utica won their 7th straight on Friday night, beating Plymouth State 5-3. And then on Saturday, they skated to a 2-all tie with Tyne University, but ended up winning 1-0 in a shootout. They play Saturday night. It's the New York Sash Teddy Bear Toss. The game is sold out, so if you know somebody with season tickets, or if you have season tickets and you aren't going to be able to make the game, make sure you give up your seats. Make sure somebody uses them to bring a one or a bag full of stuffed animals that get thrown on the ice. When the first Utica goal is scored, they will be playing, though, number 6 Oswego State Saturday night. That is no cakewalk.
Yeah, sometimes you go to these games and within 20 seconds, well, I shouldn't say it, within a minute, you're throwing bears on the ice. And other times you go to the game and you got to wait. Man, you might have to wait this weekend.
This is going to be a tough game. This is the big one. Utica and Oswego, Saturday night at Adirondack Bank Center. Got a break, 7-11 right now at WIBX.
It's time to find new roads and save at your certified pre-owned Chevy store, Steet Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. When you buy a GM certified pre-owned SUV or truck, you'll have peace of mind knowing all vehicles have passed a rigorous 172-point inspection with a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and a 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. Stop in today and choose from a large selection of SUVs and trucks, like our 2019 Chevy Silverado LT double cab 4-wheel drive V8 with just 32,000 miles, or a 2020 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive with only 26,000 miles. Enjoy great deals and the buying experience you deserve. Shopping for a brand new reliable full-size truck, Steet Ponte has a huge selection of Silverados on the lot, with more arriving daily. Steet Ponte Chevrolet, your locally owned and operated dealership, Route 28 in Herkimer, or online at SteetPonteChevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steet Ponte Chevrolet.
At Simply Safe Home Security, your safety is the only thing that matters. So this holiday season, we're giving you 40% off any new system, because feeling secure in your home is a gift that everyone deserves. Named Best Home Security of 2022 by U.S. News & World Report, Simply Safe protects your whole home with advanced technology, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring. Visit simplysafe.com/holiday to save 40% today. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Every day at NBT Bank, we focus our business around all the ways we can help yours. We're large enough to offer leading business and digital solutions, but local enough to ensure personalized one-on-one service. So turn to NBT Bank for a full range of business solutions, like capital and treasury management services, even fraud protection, and see how NBT Bank is just the right size to help you do big things. Visit nbtbank.com to learn more and start a conversation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
William Mattar, for the win. Insurance companies make more money by paying you less. You've been seriously injured in a car crash, so why should you settle for less money than you deserve? At William Mattar, we've handled thousands of serious injury claims. There are short time deadlines, so call now. Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar, 315-444-4444. Main Street, Williamsville, South State Street, Syracuse.
Get your home ready for the holidays with Adirondack Home Furniture. With free local delivery, sale prices on in-stock items and special orders, and a knowledgeable staff, your home will be ready for the holidays in no time. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality, USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. Create your dream home for the holidays and beyond with Adirondack Home Furniture. Entertaining this year? Well, entertain in style with a beautiful top-quality sofa from Smith Brothers Furniture. Looking for a new recliner for that someone on your list? They have a large variety of power flex steel recliners and lift chairs in stock. Stop in today to Adirondack Home Furniture and get your home ready for the holidays. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home office, you'll find everything on your holiday list at Adirondack Home Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, or browse our inventory online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture, helping you get your home ready for the holidays.
Are you considering buying an electric vehicle or a plug-in hybrid? Wouldn't it be nice to just fuel up at home with an EV charging station? Potentia is helping to make the convenience of charging easier for your home and your business. As a leader in green electrical projects, Potentia has completed hundreds of large sustainable commercial projects across New York State and are now getting into the residential market. No more stops at the gas station. Charge at home conveniently and economically. With New York State's zero emissions mandate by 2035, Potentia can help design, supply, even install residential and commercial EV charging systems at your home or your business. From permitting and design through the complete installation, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a turnkey EV charging solution with various packages and options available. They guarantee your satisfaction with all their products and their workmanship. Visit Potentia at 4685 Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford. Give them a call at 315-765-6184 or view their website at potentiamanagement.com.
Hey, this Saturday is one of the biggest holiday events in the Mohawk Valley, the New York Sash Teddy Bear Toss. And you can get your free tickets. Now, this is a sold-out game. You can get your free tickets by stopping by the New York Sash showroom, celebrating 18 years. This annual event takes place as the Utica Pioneers men's hockey hosts Oswego State at the Adirondack Bank Center on Saturday night. When Utica scores their first goal, fans throw teddy bears onto the ice. New York Sash staff, friends, and family collect those bears, bring them to their showroom to sort them out and then distribute them to thousands of local kids this holiday season. Didn't get a ticket to the big game? Well, you can stop in to the New York Sash showroom and request a pair right now, starting today while supplies last. You can also drop off toys right at New York Sash. Just make sure they are brand new toys and not used. The New York Sash Teddy Bear Toss. It's this Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Adirondack Bank Center. Don't miss it.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
So coming up, I'll get into this. Rolling Stone has listed the biggest TV themes of all time. And I'll think about it in your head right now, and I'll do this coming up in a few minutes. What do you think the greatest TV theme ever in the history of the world, the history of television, what do you think the greatest TV theme is? Just think about it, and I'll get to it coming up in a second. In the world of agriculture, Ben Simons is our man, and he's standing by on the line right now. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. Happy Thanksgiving. Did you have a fresh turkey or a frozen turkey on Thursday?
No, we kind of cheated. We went down and got one of those frozen turkeys there that are on sale that you can get for like 47 cents a pound.
I couldn't believe it. Right. I mean, it was crazy how low the price was when we kept talking about how high the price was.
Well, you know what your grocers are doing. They're using the turkey as what they call a loss leader.
You're right.
And they get you in the store, and then you buy the turkey for the 47 cents, and we fell for it also. And then while you're there, you buy all your other stuff, your breads and your pumpkins and your squashes and your cranberries and your relishes and all those sorts of things, and then they get you for that. And every family, probably no different than ours, is that we have a tradition in our family that because we're from New England, that we always have a little bit of seafood on the table also with the turkey.
Nice.
And so we enjoy lobster and some shrimp fresh. So they get you on that one.
Well, I got to tell you, we saved a ton of money this year. Instead of going out and buying the canned pumpkin puree, what I did is when the neighbors were putting out their pumpkin after the jack-o'-lanterns, I just collected them. We collected them, threw them in the oven. I mean, those, a little taste of wax, a little bit of wax taste. But other than that, delicious pumpkin pie.
Look at Keeler saving the environment.
Always saving money. Yeah, and recycling.
That's that's called rejuvenating everything.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So, okay. So I got to say, when we look back on this year, you have been pretty spot on when it comes to some of your predictions, and here we are with those high prices that you talked about back in the springtime.
Yeah, not only just high prices, and it saddens me, but as you walk through the grocery stores here prior to Thanksgiving time, and a lot of the favorite items that we all, take for granted, like if you're running short on something, you just go to the grocery store and you just pick it up, and they're not there. There's always vacancies in the store aisles and the store shelves. And I was hoping that wouldn't come true earlier in the year, but it did. And the one disturbing one that's floating around the agricultural community is that there was actually a lack of some of the dairy products,
right?
Milk and butter in some of the coolers and some of the refrigeration units in some of these grocery stores. And some of the farmers' wives out in the farm community were taking pictures of this, and I can assure you that this morning, our Commissioner Richard Ball, New York State Agricultural Commissioner Richard Ball, and New York Farm Bureau will be taking notice of those, because I got tagged on some of those issues, and as well as the Commissioner and Farm Bureau on, hey, with dairy being so prevalent in New York State, why is there no milk and dairy products or lack of in the stores and being available for the customer? So that's going to be addressed, I can assure you, here in the next 24 to 48 hours.
I got to tell you, what I find interesting is that they will, you'll get the news story that will say, well, there's going to be a shortage of butter. And, oh, by the way, we recommend don't hoard it, but there's going to be a shortage of butter. And what's the first thing everybody does? You go out and buy 6 or 7 containers of butter or packages, and because you want to have it on hand, because you can't be without butter if you're making your pies or whatever you're making. So it almost causes a shortage, I think, these stories.
Yes. It just compounds. When there is a shortage of something or lack of thereof, the last thing you want to do is bring it to the media attention that, hey, there's a shortage of butter. You're exactly right, Bill. 100% spot on.
And then if you remember last year, it was the shortage of cream cheese. And then there was a shortage of cream cheese the minute they had announced it. So,
And what the reality is, the true reality is of the butter and the cream cheese is that there really wasn't a true shortage of those products. What the problem was, we're going to talk about butter now, is that the ice cream season lasted longer than anyone anticipated. We had a very extended summer, as you all know. We had beautiful weather right up until just here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the cream that is generated from milk production stayed into the ice cream business. And so by that happening, the cream was taken away from the butter demand because the butter demand wasn't really high up until just recently, the holiday season. So then when the processors got ready to gear up to start making holiday butter, I'm not going to say there's a shortage of cream, but so much of the cream went into making ice cream and those sort of beverages that, and the problem with string cheese a year ago up the Kraft in Lowville was basically they didn't have enough employees to run the extra lines of making the string cheese. Instead of making the Philadelphia cream cheese, they just didn't have enough people to make it.
We're talking to Ben Simons, our agriculture expert. And you know, butter freezes well. I'm just saying.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So, Ben, I wanted to ask you a couple of things. I want to get to the weather for a second. But the last time we had you on, one of the last times we had you on, you talked about a grain shortage. So I'm right now on the Fed's website. This is the Fed of St. Louis, one of, a dozen banks that compromise the Fed or that make up the Fed. Bread prices as of October 2022, that's the last available posting, are the highest they have ever been. How long will this continue for? Is there any relief in sight?
Until things settle down over there in Ukraine, things are going to be high. Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe over there. It really is. And here in the United States, the problem we're having here is that basically anything west of the Mississippi has had a drought. And I'm not talking about a little bit of a dry spell like we had this summer. We went through a little bit of a dry spell. They're having a real drought issue. So the bushels per acre or the tons per acre of everything, wheat, corn, soybeans, sorghum, all the different grains, oats, the tonnage in the western part of the United States, which is our breadbasket, was down. So, and demand is high. There's no question because the imports of grains coming from other countries into our country and other food products isn't there right now because of the big upset over there in Europe.
Right.
And so it's putting a strong demand on our products, and with the droughts, it's just compounding it.
Gotcha.
So, and you're seeing that in the reflection of the price of your products at the store. The one thing I just want to mention, I want to make a prediction for you, Bill and Jeff.
Yep.
And your listeners out there. The one thing we need to start paying attention to, the next product, is your beef. All reports that we're reading and hearing about and the market conditions of beef, the number of beef cattle that are in these finishing feedlots out in the western part of the United States that are fed heavy corn and soybeans and high-end alfalfa to put body weight on them, the numbers of cattle in them feedlots is the lowest it's been since the 70s.
Wow.
Your beef prices after the first of the year, I'm telling you, are going to skyrocket. So if you know a farmer and you know somebody that has beef cattle, you may want to start thinking about buying quarters and halves of beef and just putting them in your freezer. I'm not saying hoard, but beef prices are definitely on the rise.
So I do that every year. I have a friend who raises beef cattle, and we buy, I will usually share with my father or whatever. We'll buy either a half or a quarter. And, I mean, just for ground beef alone, it's awesome because you know, and you can talk more about this, Ben, the beauty of buying from your local farmer when it comes to ground beef is when you buy ground beef in the store, if I'm correct, it comes from all over the place. And whereas
that is correct.
If you get it from a farmer, it's coming from that one cow.
That is totally accurate. There's a lot of beef that comes into the United States that isn't coming from the United States. It comes from other countries. because we're a world market now. We're global. It's just everything is one now. And when you buy from your local farmer, you know that animal was fed local feed, local grass, not feedlotted. And it's just, I'm not a nutritionist, but I know the beef that I eat off of my farm, the animals I eat from my farm, versus when I go out and we buy a beef or hamburger off the farm, it just doesn't have that there's a word for it, but it doesn't have that lavish flavor to it that we have off our own farm, our own beef. There is a real difference in beef and the taste when you buy local.
Absolutely. Ben, I agree. Bill agrees completely that the stuff from local farmers certainly tastes a lot better. Can I ask you as well?
It's much fresher, too,
and it's fresh,
guys.
yeah.
I just want to say that. You take beef in the store, and I'm not downplaying it because we need them. Those are our markets, too. But the beef that you buy locally, you know, was raised local, processed local, packaged local, and put in your own freezer all within a week, 10 days to 2 weeks. Versus some of this other beef you're getting that's in the stores, how long has it truly been in that whole process to get it to your local store?
Right.
I wanted to ask you as well, did you have another beef question?
No, I'm good.
It occurred to me, actually, we were talking about it over the Thanksgiving table. We didn't have a fall, right? It was like extended summer, and then, like you said, 2 weeks ago, it changed, and it was winter all of a sudden. What impact, positive or negative, does that have on local crops?
Well, for us on our farm up here, the Simons Family Farms, we are a dairy farm, as you know, and you can hear my cows in the background here. And we also grow corn and soybeans and a lot of hay. So the extended summer for us was absolutely phenomenal, the best ever, because we were able to go from the hay crop season right into corn harvest and soybeans, and the amount of energy that we've needed to burn propane to dry our corn and our soybeans has been so minimal because the extended sunlight, the extended warm weather was able to dry those crops right down, the corn and the soybeans. So we didn't need to burn as much propane to run them through the dryer. Anything over 13% moisture, we have to dry it because it won't keep. It molds. It gets all moldy inside the bin. So you have to run it through a dryer. So it's been a blessing. Even though energy costs have been very high, I don't need to even talk about it. We all facing it every day.
Yep.
We haven't burned or used or expended as much money this year as we have last year when the price was down, but we had a very wet, cold fall. Last year rained all the time, and we kept burning lots of propane. Even though it was cheap, we burned a lot of it. So this extended fall on my farm, as well as many of the other ones here in Oneida County, this extended beautiful weather we have was actually a blessing.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, in so many ways. And, you know, we especially so oftentimes we winter turns in October, and it's mid-October, end of October, and all of a sudden it's, you know, there's snow on the ground and we don't see the grass until I don't know, April. But this year we got a little bit of a bonus. So, all right, as always, Ben, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and for what you do, Ben Simons. Thank you.
And look forward to talking to you again prior to Christmas. We'll have a special message for all you and your listeners there just before Christmas.
Love it. All right, Ben. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jeff.
Have a great day, Ben Simons. And I'm talking to Rob here right now, who says, I just picked up my my cow in Taberg on Saturday.
Excellent.
So it's a great way to. And the other thing with ground beef, some could be coming from California, some could be coming from Mexico. Different farms all gets mixed in. If there's a problem with that meat, you don't know where it came from. You're getting a little piece from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from there. When you're buying locally like this, as long as you have the freezer space, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and not to mention, you talk about, you know, he said that they're fed locally, processed locally. I mean, just think of maybe some of the stuff, some of the water maybe cows get in other countries or other parts of the world.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You don't know what it
you
is.
just don't know. We mentioned Rolling Stone came up with their list of the best TV theme songs of all time. So, do you have any picks? I have Michael.
I do.
I have Michael here who says Sopranos. Welcome back, Cotter. X-Files. I will say
Sopranos is great.
I will say that on his list, Sopranos is in the top 10.
Doesn't surprise me. I'm glad he mentioned that because, believe it or not, I actually forgot. Sopranos is a great one. This is any type of a show?
Any type of a show.
Okay.
It's based on from today back.
I have a guest that I know is on there, but I don't agree with, and I have one that I doubt is on there, but I think is the spookiest theme song of all time. It
Okay.
still gives me creeps. I won't go into the basement if I've watched this show within an hour. Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, really?
The old Robert Stack, that creepy. I will
Not
not put clothes in the dryer and go down to the basement alone if I've watched that show.
Not on the list. Not on the list of top 10.
Happy Days is up there, right? That's the one I disagree with, but no is there.
Not on the list of top 10.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, that's a good list then.
Remember, the original Happy Days theme was when Happy Days first debuted. Davey, do you know what it was? It was Rock Around the Clock.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And then they came out with the song Happy Days.
Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, that song. All right, Davey, what do you think?
I'm going to say 3 guesses. The
All right.
theme, The Taxi.
Theme from Taxi is not in their top 10, and it should be.
The Greatest American Hero.
Should be in no one's top 10.
Okay.
Sorry.
And Knight Rider.
And Knight Rider is not in the top 10.
What? That
Yeah.
is a great theme song. That's
Well,
a good pull, Smitty.
I wouldn't give it the top 10, though. I don't know that I would. Here's a few. These are not necessarily in the top 10. I'll just see if you can guess which ones these are. Name of this theme is, what's the show?
Oh, Addams Family.
Addams Family. Has anybody seen the new Netflix, I believe it's a series, Wednesday? So it's about Wednesday from the Addams Family. Getting some really good reviews to get a chance to watch it. Here's another one. This is a huge one, but not in the top 10.
Oh, Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Big. This one not in the top 10, but Manaski mentioned it. Sorry. This not in the top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's The Muppet Show.
Oh.
Not there. Yeah, this one, not there. I can't believe this is not in the top 10. Hawaii 5-0. Come on.
Welcome, Dano.
That's an oldie goldie.
Welcome, Dano.
Okay. What one is this? Tell me the name of this TV show. Manasseh.
Blue's Clues?
No.
What's the lady with the purple?
Time for Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
No, Carter was never into that.
This one, not in the top 10.
X-Files.
Yeah, that is X-Files. What's the one you, Unsolved Mysteries? I'm trying to remember what that one sounded like.
Creeps me out to this day.
Here's Unsolved Mysteries. Here we go. And now, Unsolved Mysteries. There we go. This is the Unsolved Mysteries. Apparently it doesn't want to play for me. Do you want to know the top 10?
There it is.
Oh, here it is coming.
No, this is when they redid it in the 90s.
You're right.
But you got to listen for the creepy.
Yeah, all these are remakes. I don't have the original.
Scares the crap out of me.
For some reason. All right. They just add beats, remixes to everything. All right, here's the top 10 list. WKRP in Cincinnati.
What song?
The Wire.
I don't know this song.
WKRP.
Oh, yeah, just
that. Okay. I think that's WKRP and I am WKRP.
You are correct.
Cincinnati.
Living on the air in Cincinnati.
That's it, Davey. Thank you. The Wire. Sopranos is number 8. The Big Bang Theory. Succession, which is a new program. Fairly new, right?
Big Bang Theory's on there?
Stranger Things. Seinfeld is in the top 10. Miami Vice. Actually, that I could see. That was a big one.
I like Miami Vice.
Game of Thrones. Friends was a big hit. Curb Your Enthusiasm is in the top 5.
Boo.
Cheers. Yeah, that was a big one.
Cheers is a great one. Some of these I
I
really
would have thought
question.
MASH would have been in there.
MASH
But
is
not.
a legendary.
The Andy Griffith theme, and this is number 1. The television series that lasted from 1975 to 1985, The Jeffersons. All right, coming up, Manaski has an update on news. We'll speak with Blaise Fagiano after a huge season, the Utica Pioneers football. And we'll do Micah's free money question of the day, all coming up here on WIBX.
The wonder of youth was still very much a part of your life when you nervously got on one knee to ask one of the most important questions and anxiously waited for the answer.
Yes, of course, yes.
This is Sarah from Engelbert's Jewelers. You started your forever together with Engelbert's, and because we have jewelry that fits every occasion and every budget, you have included us in many of life's milestones and celebrations. From Mother's Day to anniversaries, graduations, and numerous holidays.
Yes, of course, yes.
You started your forever together with Engelbert's Jewelers. We have jewelry that fits every occasion and every budget. Celebrate all those years of holidays together. Feel great with affordable elegance from Engelbert's Jewelers.
Still dealing with mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few raindrops, and 38 degrees. WIBX news time is 7:38. This news update brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. The suspect in the mass shooting at a Buffalo supermarket earlier this year expected to plead guilty to state charges in court today. That's when the teen accused of killing 10 black people in May is due in Erie County Court. Authorities say he carried out a racially motivated attack in May. Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick says failure is not an option when it comes to the threat of a national rail strike. Appearing on Fox News Sunday, the Pennsylvania Republican explained that a strike would be devastating to the American economy and would cost the U.S. economy about $2 billion a day. Fitzpatrick said Congress getting involved is a last resort, but that it wouldn't let the strike happen. Union leaders have set a strike deadline of December 9th if no deal is reached. Early in-person voting begins today across the state of Georgia. Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker squaring off in a Senate race, which will be decided on December 6th. Several metro counties were opened for voting on Saturday after a judge ruled it was okay to open the polls. Work is underway to remove a small plane from power lines in the state of Maryland. Crews already rescued the pilot and passenger overnight after they were left dangling 100 feet in the air for about 7 hours. They crashed into a transmission tower near Montgomery County Air Park, knocking out power to almost 120,000 people. Police in DeKalb County, Georgia, investigating a deadly shooting surrounding a candlelight vigil. A 17-year-old was shot to death. 2 other juveniles were injured in that Sunday night shooting. They were attending a memorial service for an 18-year-old who was killed in a shooting just 2 days before. No suspects arrested from last night. And a California dog is making history. The 22-year-old Chihuahua from Los Angeles is now the oldest dog in the world. Gino was born in the year 2000 and adopted when he was 2 years old. Guinness World Records recently verified that the dog Gino is the oldest living pup in the world. WIBX news time is 7:40. Your Weather Center forecast calling for mostly cloudy skies today. Some light rain showers possible this morning, but it will dry up by this afternoon. Mostly cloudy and a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. We do have a low of 28 degrees for the overnight hours. Partly sunny for your Tuesday, a high of 43. Wednesday, quite a bit of rain expected to come, and a high of 55. It will also be very breezy. In fact, the National Weather Service has issued a weather advisory. Wednesday into Thursday, we could see wind gusts of up to 40 or 50 miles per hour. Your forecast brought to you by the law offices of William Mattar. Hurt in a car, call William Matar. Right now we have cloudy skies, 38 degrees, maybe a few raindrops depending on your location. WIBX News Time is 7:41.
All right, here's one from Mike that he thought should be one of the top ones. Are you ready?
Here we come.
Not bad. You know what one this is. The Monkees, yeah. All right, let's do our free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win $106.90 from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. Davey, we're going with caller number what?
3.
Caller number 3 right now. Your chance to win $106.90. Caller 3 right now. 315-736-0186 right now. Great question coming up. Call right now to win from WIBX.
Go green and save green right now at City Suburban. There has never been a better way to heat and cool your home than with a new heat pump system from City Suburban. They provide energy-efficient comfort year-round, offer room-by-room temperature control, and are 40% more efficient than conventional systems. And the best part is right now, you can save up to $9,000 in rebates with the New York State Clean Heat Program. Go green and make the switch today. And as always, receive City Suburban POMG. That's peace of mind guaranteed.
This is Chris from City Suburban on Route 233 in Westmoreland. There's never been a better time to upgrade your system than right now. You can save up to $9,000 in rebates, make your home more energy efficient for years to come, and as always, receive our 100% POMG. That's peace of mind guaranteed. Take advantage of this amazing offer. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com.
Hi, this is John Calabrese. Is your company looking to hire qualified, dependable employees but unsure of where to look? Let Express Employment Professionals take on the recruitment and hiring process for you. We're a locally owned, full-service staffing firm. We'll help you find your next star employees. Business decisions come down to time and money, and Express can save you both. We take on finding employees for you so you can focus on meeting your business goals. Find us on the web at expressmohawkvalley.com for details on how to get started. Are you looking for a great job? Stop searching. ECR International is hiring for assemblers and maintenance technicians. You could be working for the company that actually helped kickstart the world-famous Boilermaker Road Race. Both of the positions that we're currently hiring for offer excellent pay with a full benefits package. Instead of waking up every day dreading work, wake up and have a fulfilling job working for a great local company. Work for ECR International. To find out more, just call Express Employment at 315-790-5723.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's our free money question of the day from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. Each day, we give you a chance to win some cool stuff, including cash, $106.90 from Hobeika. Pat is taking the first shot. Hi, Pat. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. Here's your question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. And here we go. In the history of the Billboard Top 40, 4 TV themes have hit number 1. All you have to do is name one of them. Ready? Go.
Theme to Miami Vice.
Theme from Miami Vice. Hit number 1. It absolutely did. How about that?
Nice job.
Nice job, man. One of our final winners for the month of November. It's been a huge month of winners this month. We've had a lot of them. All right, Pat, congratulations. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. You win $106.90 from Opmica. We'll also give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card, which is a $25 gift card. Good at Aquavino, Babes, 72. Great holiday gift, by the way. Taylor and the Cook, and any concession stand at the Adirondack Bank Center. So stand by, Pat. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
All right, hold on tight. How about that?
You know, you look at something like Cheers, and it's got a fun sing-along feel to it, but not like you'd be driving down the road. Miami Vice, though, you're driving on the road, that beat hits you.
Yes, yes.
You know, you're going 15 miles over the speed limit.
You're flying.
You're flying. That's a great song.
Ann called in almost at the exact same time as Pat, so I thought I'd give her a chance to win, too. Hi, Ann. How are you? Good morning.
Good, and I yelled out the Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons, right. Don't use that one, but here's your...
No.
Do you have the timer ready?
Yes.
All right, Ann, here we go. Other than Miami Vice, there were 3 other songs that hit number 1 on the Billboard charts that were TV themes. What is one of those 3 songs? Just name one of them. Ready? Go.
Oh, no, I can't say the Jeffersons.
Not the Jeffersons. Not the Jeffersons. Okay, time is up.
Yeah.
You want to know what they are? SWAT hit number 1. The theme from SWAT.
Don't even know that
Love
song.
that show.
That was the show that had all the good-looking guys. Yep, I remember
Right,
it.
that's how I remember it. Yeah, you're right. The the TV show called The Heights. How Do You Talk to an Angel? Hit number 1.
I remember that song.
And John Sebastian. This was one that Mike had
Welcome
mentioned.
Back, Cotter.
Welcome Back, Cotter. Yeah, it was number 1 hit. Wow. By the way, Davey, Greatest American Hero was number 2 on Billboard charts. And so was, I think, Secret Agent Man was number 2 also.
I could see that,
I
too.
can't believe Gilligan's Island and the Beverly Hillbillies weren't on the list.
Yeah, I don't know that Gilligan's Island ever made the Billboard charts. Remember, it was only like a 30-second or maybe
see
a
what you're saying. It's like
minute-long
a song. Yeah.
It had to
I
hit
thought
the
just
Billboard
a regular theme song.
All right.
Okay, guys. And
Thank you,
I
Ann.
just let Jeff know that Pet Supply and PetSmart are selling stuffed animals, and part of the proceeds goes to charity.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, so if you're thinking of going to the game, it's a win-win for everybody.
It's a win-win. I wanted to ask you one question, though, Ann. How are you handling all of these people coming out ripping on President Trump? Chris Christie.
What's any different than since, 2015 when he came down the escalator? Same thing.
But I mean, here's Chris Christie, who was actually coaching President Trump before his debate with Joe Biden, and now all of a sudden, a lot of these Republicans are the ones that are doing the criticizing. So you feel it's old hat?
Yeah, it's old, and get over it, guys.
You're not getting rid of your.
He was a great president.
Yeah.
Look at my 401k. Just look at the price of everything. We didn't have these issues.
You will not get rid of your Trump banner.
Absolutely not. I'm buying more.
Okay, all right.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, thank you. She's got multiple versions of them.
Well, one's got to say Trump 2020. The other one's got to say Trump 2024.
You're right.
There's probably
Good
one
point.
that said Trump 2016.
An amazing season for Utica University football in Division III. Coach Fasciano is on the line right now. Coach, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, guys. I appreciate you having me on. I think we set a record this year.
I think we have.
Which we really appreciate, and I enjoy being on.
Well, he's not talking about wins. He's talking about appearances on the
That's
show.
right. It's been a big year. 10-2. You finished the season 10-2, but obviously you ran into a brick wall, which I think was kind of expected on Saturday.
Well, I mean, Mount Union, I know him well. I was there in 06, 07 when I was the D coordinator at Fisher, and there's a lot of credit to Larry Karras and what he's built there. And It's a little different. Now, I think early on we had some opportunities where we were moving the ball. But again, you could just see the difference. And you know what? I'll tell you, it was really good for our guys and our coaches to see, like in Division III, there's kind of like levels and layers, if you will.
Yeah.
Particularly, you can see it in our tournament, right? It's not the best 32 teams all the time. There's a lot of automatic bids, right?
Right.
The conference could be weak as long as and that's what's going on in Division III. There's all this positioning to get into a conference that you can win and then get your automatic bid in. So, so for us to be one of the 5 at-large to get in, represent the Empire 8 very well. Beating I think Susquehanna was ranked 11th.
Yeah.
They had Hopkins ranked 17th, who we got in the tournament over. I think everyone's always a little bit like, oh man, we're in the Mount Union bracket. They're a good team. We had a good game plan, but I think it's just good for our guys to see, like, all right, what do we got to do?
Right.
At that level, right? It's one thing to get in the tournament, and obviously 10-2 is amazing. And then over the next couple weeks, actually today, I'll just tell you now, so today there'll be a press release that our offensive coordinator, Joe Gerbino, a New Jersey guy who played for me, he's a 2-year captain for me, has done a tremendous job coaching our quarterbacks and our OC. Today is going to be named Division III AFCA Coach of the Year.
Wow, that's awesome.
And, we know that. I think you guys probably saw that Nate Palmer from BVS is up for the, for no better terms, the Division III Heisman, which is the Gagliardi Trophy. And there's a panel of people that vote. I think it's 40 or 41 folks that vote in the panel, but the last vote's a fan vote. So we need everyone in the Mohawk Valley, everyone in the city of Utica and Rome to vote for our guy, Nate Palmer. You can find that link on any of our social medias where you can go on and you can go vote for Nate.
Right.
And you just and here, that was what's wrong about the game is we're going in thinking they're really good. They're not gonna have a guy man to man on Nate, right? They're gonna look at him and say, we're small, we're slow. We got. They had the best corner man to man on Nate like the whole game.
Wow.
Which okay. And this is the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah.
So, a lot of credit to Nate and to our offensive game plan. I mean, if people watching the game, they're running the ball and moving the ball. Their offense is very good. Their offensive skill players are very good. Their receiver, Ruby, he's the one receiver ahead of Nate in all the categories in the country. And their running back, really running back's pearl. But our guys battled and made sure there wasn't a zero on there. We had a great touchdown by our sophomore tight end. We had a good amount of sophomores playing in that game. And, it was a great trip. What was amazing was to have Thanksgiving on campus. A little shout out to Sodexo, Damian Bowler, pretty much, by himself made Thanksgiving dinner for 100 people.
Wow, that's
in the cafeteria. Awesome. So certainly some great memories and some things to build on. And, I think I'll say one thing for Coach Sean Coffey and the men's basketball season's underway. The type of atmosphere we have at Utica. So he gets a hold of me over the weekend. They're playing at home tonight at 6, and he wants to recognize the football team before the game. So we're going to have the whole football team out on the court.
That's cool.
To recognize the team for their season, which is really a class act to Coach Coffey. So, if you had some time tonight, you want to come out and watch some great basketball and recognize the football team, we'd love to see you there.
That is awesome. I wanted to ask you, looking forward, there's the talk that Utica is about to go to Division II and would go to Division I in hockey because there is no Division II in hockey. What would that mean if that does happen? What would that mean for the football program?
No, and I appreciate you asking. We talked about it a couple shows ago. What it means first is that we got one more year to win the Empire 8 potentially if we do make this move. So we got to go win the conference next year, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And so. I think one thing that about Utica, right? The never stand still mantra is so true, right? So true. Like during COVID, we built a science building and we put up a new turf field. So, when and if this were to happen, I think everyone's kind of not sure when. Kind of an announcement, or is it going to happen? Obviously, we have a transition in president. As Laura Casamento retires this July, she's done an amazing job. I think, I don't know if the university decides if what's best for the institution is to wait to make any kind of move like that. I think that's what we're all waiting to see.
Okay.
I will tell you, though, that if we were to make that move at that conference, that football and I shouldn't say all of our sports, many of our sports, not all, in many of our sports would go into what's called the NE10 conference, Northeast 10.
Okay.
The two local schools that are in that conference don't have football, which is Lemoyne and St. Rose, right, which are names that folks would recognize. The only other New York school in that conference is Pace, and they're $70,000+ a year. We all know our affordability is just tremendous. So certainly would put us in a pretty big advantage in the Northeast because of where we're located in recruiting, and obviously it would be a different opportunity, And if at the end of the day our board of trustees and the university feel that would advance our institution, I'm all about it. Let's go. The Empire rate's very different. When I first came to Utica, it was all private schools in the Empire rate. It was Ithaca and Springfield and Norwich were in the conference.
Right.
And then we had Salisbury and Frostburg for a while, and then they left, and then we brought the state schools in, and obviously, the Cortland, Brockport, Morrisville. Like I tell you, that gauntlet of our season, the fact that we won 2 out of those 3 games is a credit to our players and our coaches.
Yeah.
Because that state school gauntlet is tough. And I had to, and I won't say who, but in another interview, someone was asking me about Fisher. And I'm like, well, if you haven't been following us, and I say this with a lot of respect, because if the success that I had at Fisher, I don't get the opportunity to be our head coach at Utica, which I absolutely love, right?
Right.
We beat Fisher 5 years in a row, and the person was shocked. Where have you been? It's about the state schools in football, right?
Right.
The rest of our conference doesn't really deal with the state schools, the Empire 8, because there's not enough schools that play football. So I think for us, from a scheduling standpoint, a recruiting standpoint, your Plymouth Union, there's certainly plenty of those guys that can play Division II football.
Yeah.
I could tell you right now, I think we've got 15 or 20 guys that could play Division II football. So I think we're just all kind of, I think it's one day at a time.
Yeah.
And when that happens, certainly would be great, for the university, in my opinion. So I think it's a matter of when and if we make that move.
Coach, we want to congratulate you on a great season. The fact that you made it into the tournament, huge, and it only gets bigger next year. We appreciate it.
No problem. The guys are getting their second rings, guys. Their first ring was a bowl win against Ithaca. Their program's second rings are 10-2 and say NCAA Sweet 16. So we're really looking forward to getting those for the guys.
Congratulations. All right, Coach.
Thanks, guys, for the moves.
Thank you so much.
Have a great holiday.
And good luck tonight. As they are recognized at the basketball game. Great season.
Incredible. Again, first NCAA tournament for the Pioneers football program, and I believe it is first year for double-digit victories. He said never stand still. What are you going to do next year, Blaze? And that's tough to top.
No doubt.
Tough to top.
And I got to say, if they do go to Division II, it changes a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the recruiting, everything, it's a completely different level. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. All right, news coming up, top of the hour here. Stand by. Much more to do for a Monday morning.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
They've had it in China. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. People not sick with COVID, but people sick of it. And the lockdown still being imposed across China to stop the virus spread, leading to widespread protests.
Social media footage showing these protests breaking out in major Chinese cities, places like Shanghai and Beijing, because you have people frustrated not only with the Chinese communist government, but also with China's President Xi Jinping all over the COVID zero-tolerance policies, which means millions of people have been forced into lockdown now for a long time.
Fox's Mark Meredith.
This weekend's protests follow that deadly apartment building fire in China's Xinjiang region. The fire did kill 10 people, and it reportedly started from a power strip in an apartment bedroom, showcasing how many people are being forced to stay home.
It was crowded at airports yesterday with post-Thanksgiving travel. The TSA reports 2.56 million passengers went through security, the most in a day since before COVID. December 2019, there were more than 6,000 flight delays.
The largest share of delays right here in New York City as rain fell in the area. Rainstorms sweeping across the Atlantic region, the main culprit.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. A guilty plea is expected today from Peyton Gendron, the 19-year-old who went on a shooting spree targeting black people at a Buffalo, New York supermarket in May, killing 10. There will be another vigil tonight outside the Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia, where a store manager shot and killed 6 and wounded 6 others, then took himself out last week. He bought that gun illegally. President Biden again called for stricter laws, and Democratic Congressman James Clyburn told CBS Face the Nation.
Just because they purchased these weapons legally does not mean that's what the law ought to be. We need to change these laws.
Well, Republican Congressman James Comer, who wants to protect Second Amendment rights, tells NBC's Meet the Press there's no magic law.
If passing a bill would simply end gun violence, then I think you would have overwhelming support in Congress for that.
Mauna Loa has started to erupt on Hawaii's Big Island, but the volcano not threatening any communities. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, I've told you about how Relief Factor helped me with my aches and pains. Let me tell you about Haven in Texas. Haven writes, I'm taking Relief Factor from my shoulder and lower back, and it works. No more pain. My husband started taking Relief Factor for his upper back and hip and didn't think it was working until he ran out and realized the pain was coming back. Relief Factor just works. We are so happy it's working for you and your husband like it does for thousands of others across America. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free solution developed by doctors to help your body attack the underlying inflammation causing pain. What activity would you like to be doing again? Your first step to becoming pain-free could just be to order the 3-week Quick Start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
We have cloudy skies, 38 degrees, maybe a few raindrops depending on your location. WIBX news time is 8:03. This news update is brought to you by the law offices of William Mattar. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar. The Oneida City Police Department requesting help locating a missing 16-year-old girl. Angelica Hernandez ran away from home, according to police, on Sunday. She left her Brook Street home around 9 a.m. and hasn't been seen since. She's described as a Hispanic female, 5 feet 4 inches tall, 110 pounds, and dark brown shoulder-length hair. She speaks fluent Spanish, limited English, and has a nose ring as well. You can find photos on our website at WIBX950.com. Anyone with information on her whereabouts, or if you've seen her since she left her home, you're asked to contact Oneida City Police. The suspect in the mass shooting in Buffalo earlier this year will be back in court today, where he is likely to plead guilty. Citing an online court document, reports say the appearance of Peyton Gendron was scheduled for last week and postponed because of weather. Instead, it will happen today. He is expected to plead guilty to state charges for allegedly killing 10 people and injuring 3 others at that Buffalo area Tops location on May 14th. He also faces federal charges that could result in the death penalty if convicted. The New York State DMV is reminding snowmobilers that you need to register your sled for the season. Registrations must be renewed each year. The process can be completed online through the DMV website, by mail, or by visiting a DMV office. Snowmobilers must carry their registration and proof of insurance anytime they ride. Riders are also reminded that it is illegal to operate a snowmobile under the influence of drugs and or alcohol. Local gas prices heading down a bit this week. The average price for a gallon of regular fuel in the Utica-Rome market is $3.81 a gallon. That's down 10 cents from last week, but unchanged from 1 month ago. The statewide average is $3.78 a gallon. In Syracuse, they're paying almost a dime less at $3.73. Today is Cyber Monday, and speaking of gas stations, there's one you can now shop online. Stewart's Shops, launching a brand new online store for customers. People will be able to purchase a variety of items, including onesies for kids, tumblers, coffee and gas cards, and more. The company's president says people have been requesting an online shop for Stewart's for years. It finally launches today. The website shop.stewartsshops.com. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast is calling for continued cloudy skies throughout the day Monday. Maybe a few raindrops this morning, depending on your location. Overnight tonight, we will have partly cloudy skies, a low of 28 degrees, a mix of clouds and sun for your Tuesday, and a high of 43. Wednesday, rain showers in the forecast and a warm up to 55. We also have an advisory from the National Weather Service that we could see high gusting winds Wednesday into Thursday. Wind gusts of up to 40 or 50 miles per hour. Again, that is Wednesday to Thursday. Right now, cloudy skies, a few raindrops, and 39 degrees. WIBX News Time is 8:06.
Well, last night on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. And Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers had to leave the game with a rib injury. He said after the game, it's hard to tell if he has any broken ribs, but said he does not have a punctured lung. Again, even in losses, Aaron Rodgers finds a way to make the game all about him. Yesterday, the Jets going past the Bears 31-10 with a win over Chicago in Jersey. Filling in for a struggling Zach Wilson, White threw for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead Gang Green to their victory. The Giants are looking to bounce back after their loss on Thanksgiving. They were topped by Dallas on Thanksgiving Thursday, and the G-men have fallen to 7-4. They've certainly struggled over the past month, dropping 3 of their last 4 games. Manaski, what do you think of the New York Giants?
I was shocked when they were 7-1 or 7-2. I think of the teams that have that record, they're probably the worst in the league. We need a new quarterback desperately, but more than that, I thought the Thursday Thanksgiving game would have been better, more competitive, if we didn't have our 2 starting corners injured. I mean, I don't know how we were going to guard CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup when everybody's hurt. So the Giants continue to fight through it. I think we need another quarterback. I'm hoping it'll be like the Bills, where you could feel this momentum building and building and building, and then all of a sudden, you're the Super Bowl favorites, although the Bills struggling a little bit now. But I just think the Giants are a couple pieces away. We finally have a good head coach. I like Daboll, what we got from Buffalo, by the way. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Giants, if they sneak into the playoffs, they get beat up pretty good. It might be a better thing if they don't make it.
Buffalo Bills dealing with the flu virus this week and last week. There are players that are down with the flu as they anticipate their game Thursday night against the New England Patriots. Tough schedule going forward. It's all conference games, and they're going to be dealing with the Jets and dealing with Miami as well coming up. And, of course, Thursday night is the New England Patriots. Syracuse University football awaiting to find out what postseason bowl they're going to be playing. And on Saturday, the Orange snapped a 5-game losing streak with a 32-23 road victory over Boston College. With the win, Syracuse finished up the regular season with a record of 7-5. All bowl game announcements will come this weekend on the 4th. We just talked to Blaise Fagiano. Utica football lost to Mount Union 45-7 on Saturday, ending their NCAA run in the Sweet 16. They end the season at 10-2. College hockey over the weekend. Utica won their 7th straight on Friday night, beating Plymouth State 5-3. Then they tied on Saturday, tying University 2-2, but won 1-0 in a shootout. And then Saturday night, it's the New York Sash Teddy Bear Toss as Utica takes on Oswego State, number 6 Oswego State, at 7 o'clock at the Adirondack Bank Center. Talking about tomorrow's game with Iran, Team USA in the World Cup says they're not feeling any pressure going into tomorrow's must-win showdown. It's a 2 o'clock game tomorrow with Iran. Social media chatter tells a different story, especially after the U.S. Soccer Federation posted a picture of the flag of Iran without the emblem of the Islamic Republic. After considerable blowback, the correct image of the flag was posted and the other image removed. According to USSF spokesperson, the intention of removing the emblem was to show support for protesters in Iran. A lot of tension, political tension, leading up to that game.
Not commenting at all as to whether or not that's appropriate or not. This statement has nothing to do with that. But it's called billboard material. I mean, basically, you probably just lit a fire under a lot of those players.
No doubt. You kind of wonder, right? All right, 8:10.
Chalkboard material.
We have a bunch to get to squeeze in here this hour. Stand by. We'll come right back. 10 past 8 o'clock at WIBX.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. Here at Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we take the term planning seriously. Estate planning is meant to take the stress out of life's uncertainties, such as illness, disability, and death. Traditional planning is critically important, but some situations require special consideration. For instance, if you're a parent with young children, in a blended family, or in an unmarried relationship, you face unique legal challenges. At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we can help navigate those challenges. And while planning ahead is very important, if you have the loved one that's currently in a nursing home or extended care facility, it's not too late to act to protect assets against those expenses. Call us today to find out how to use strategies to protect your assets. My team and I can help you sort through any of these legal issues. I'm Rob Hilton, inviting you to call Hilton Estate and Elder Law for a free consultation.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
The event of the season is here. Shop Black Friday for 60% off everything, only at your nearest Banana Republic factory store. Explore styles to give and to get this season from $24.99, only at Banana Republic Factory.
Visit Munson Williams and be inspired by the special exhibition Leslie Dill, Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me. Walk among larger-than-life sculptures of American visionaries, including Sojourner Truth, Emily Dickinson, and others. Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me is an enchanting experience for all ages. See it before it closes January 29th. As always, admission to the museum is free. Wilderness Light Sizzles Around Me at Munson Williams is made possible by Stephen and Dorian Critelli in honor of Dolores Y. Critelli and Alan and Linda Vincent.
High-quality care comes from the compassionate, the courageous, the dedicated nurses and support staff of the Mohawk Valley Health System. Every day, the members of the MVHS team make a difference in our community's health. MVHS is looking for dedicated people to join this exceptional group of employees to care for our patients, residents, and their friends and family. We offer competitive pay, a generous benefit package, and many career options where you can grow. We've increased pay rates for critical jobs, offer reimbursement to become certified in select jobs, and provide sign-on bonuses for certain positions. And now, we're redefining healthcare and health careers in our community with New York's newest hospital opening next year. Join the MVHS team and be part of an organization that takes care of our community. Visit careers.mvhealthsystem.org for more information. Mohawk Valley Health System. Unrivaled care, unrivaled careers. This is for you.
Get your home ready for the holidays with Adirondack Home Furniture. With free local delivery, sale prices on in-stock items and special orders, and a knowledgeable staff, your home will be ready for the holidays in no time. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality, USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. Create your dream home for the holidays and beyond with Adirondack Home Furniture. Entertaining this year? Well, entertain in style with a beautiful top-quality sofa from Smith Brothers Furniture. Looking for a new recliner for that someone on your list? They have a large variety of power flex steel recliners and lift chairs in stock. Stop in today to Adirondack Home Furniture and get your home ready for the holidays. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home office, you'll find everything on your holiday list at Adirondack Home Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, or browse our inventory online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture, helping you get your home ready for the holidays.
Well, listen, Daylight Donuts is the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And you can sign up now for their snowflake rolls. Man, were they delicious over the weekend. Because they started on Thursday, and then, you know, you have some on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, there's a football game. How about a snowflake roll? So good on an egg sandwich, making an egg sandwich, or whatever it is that you want to do. Those snowflake rolls are delicious. You got to sign up for Christmas dinner. You must sign up in advance, and you can pick them up on Christmas Eve or the day before or that week. But sign up at Daylight Donuts. Coffee, espresso, lattes, a lightning-fast drive-through. The official coffee of this radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Couple calls I'll squeeze in here. William, Bill is Magic Bill. Hello, Magic Bill. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Bill. William,
Magic Stephan. Good morning.
I heard a rumor that we got David Hasselhoff coming for a feature.
I've heard that. I've heard that. That's not true. But, you know, with all those TV themes, there you go.
There you go. It's going to be a great weekend at Fat Cats. Come on out.
All right, and Bill does his up-close magic when people come in. You can check that out. This weekend, headlining comedian is Doug Almeida and David Zasloff, two very funny comedians. And it's Friday night and Saturday at Fat Cats Comedy Club. All right, William, thank you, man.
Okay, but hello, Jeff.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know.
Kathy in Rome. Good morning, Kathy. How are you?
Good morning. How's everybody?
Good.
Doing well.
I have to tell you, I was disappointed there wasn't any TV westerns. I was thinking about Rawhide. They had an excellent.
Yeah, in the top 10, and then they had it's 100. It's their top 100. Rolling Stone's top 100 TV themes. I'm sure there are some westerns in there, but not in the top 10. As for Billboard, I don't know if there is any western. Bonanza actually reached number 19 on the charts back in the late 60s.
Oh, very good.
So there
Well,
you go. There's your western.
I'm a TV western fan, so I remember all the westerns.
I have to ask you, there was a part last night where I felt that, and watching Yellowstone, there was a part that I just thought it was way over the top. The first time I felt that way, I don't know what your thoughts were on last night.
Spoiler alert! You always do this. You got to warn people.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I thought the writing was way over the top. Like, why are they going? They're going. It's now unbelievable. That's kind of how I felt.
I thought that was quite unusual. I think the funeral service. I know Indians do, but I'm just wondering, in real life, that is actually, burying a horse.
Yeah,
if that's accurate or not.
That isn't any big spoiler, but if you watch the show, they had to bury a. I just thought that all that was a bit over the top, and then with the brother was over the top. I don't know. I just felt it was a little. It was the first time I was like, this storyline, I'm not buying it.
Well, I have to say, I'm looking exciting for my Christmas present. There is a Yellowstone game board out.
Oh, nice. I thought your husband was giving you Kevin Costner. We're bringing him home. I've got him tied up. He's in the back. We're bringing him in.
Well, he does enjoy. He will definitely. He always watches Yellowstone, and we'll probably later tonight watch the episode over. I tell you, Beth's brother's too much. When she got out of jail and she needed a ride, and he's,
Yeah. Yeah, he's
what
too
am
much.
I supposed to do? Lift my skirt?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
he says it's not the first time.
Yeah. Kathy is our Yellowstone critic. And
I thought it was pretty good.
yeah. All right, Kathy, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. It's my first time saying not last night. They kind of lost me last night. Just how I feel.
Unfortunately, that does seem to happen. I've had a couple of shows where I was really
Sopranos
all in.
never lost.
No, same thing.
Never lost.
Although there was the whole thing about Vito, right? The whole half a season dedicated to Vito's
in the pickup truck.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
That was
with
a little odd too.
Yeah, I thought so.
Maybe you're right. Lieutenant Tabitha Swires is with the Rome Salvation Army and is in studio with us right now. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me.
I can't imagine you're a big viewer of. Do you watch any of those programs?
I have no idea what you're talking
stereotyping?
about. But
Yeah. No, I'm just.
he is, and he's correct. Stereotypes sometimes exist for a reason, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying you should not watch.
Okay, thank you. I'll take your advice.
Let's
no
not
problem.
forget the Salvation Army is Christian-based, right?
Yes, there you go.
Yes,
there
you do
go.
not want to go down that road. All right. This is obviously a very big time of year for the Salvation Army. The things that you do are incredibly important, and really, it's your time of year. I feel.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, talk about what's going to be happening.
So what is currently happening is we are giving Christmas. We're bringing Christmas to the homes of underserved families in Rome. We have wonderful donors, and we have our Angel Tree program happening. Everybody knows about the Angel Tree. I think something that people don't typically know is the names on the tags that you find on an Angel Tree are real. Those are children in your communities. So if you think there aren't people in need in my neighborhood, you are incorrect. And take those names off those trees and get those gifts.
So explain how it works. So where the trees are in various places. So.
Yeah, the trees are usually located in churches or businesses, in a lobby, in a storefront. And you'll pick up the toys and you'll either bring them to 410 West Dominic, which is the Rome Salvation Army, or you'll bring them back to the location where you got the tag, and they'll help us get all the gifts to the children, to the families.
Of course, last year I left for a little bit and was working somewhere else. Marianne Buttonshawn was the chair of last year's campaign, so I helped out with that quite a bit. And in fact, I did some volunteer bell ringing at a couple of Walmarts. And you're always looking for bell ringers, right? It's not that bad. You just stand there and ring the bell. People say hi, a little chit chat, but it's really easy to do, and you're always looking.
Yeah, I honestly think it's an experience that everybody should get a chance to have at least once. And you can sign up. It's so easy now. Everything's easier, right? You can sign up at savolunteer.org. You can just pick your location, pick your time, send it in online, and show up, put on an apron, ring a bell, and get some funding for us to do all the things that we do all year long.
Nice. And as a guy who, I'm a last minute, you know me, so I waited until like the week before Christmas to volunteer, and it was bitter cold that night.
Oh, yeah.
So
you better
get out there soon.
Get in now. It's a great week, right? It's going to be 55 Wednesday. Sign up now. Help the Salvation Army get a nice head start on the season.
Thank you so much.
You guys are there. You know, we're always thinking about the holidays, but you're there all year long.
Yeah, all year long. Actually, our Christmas campaign this year is titled Love Beyond, because we want to make sure we're getting the message out that Christmas is where the Salvation Army is on everyone's minds outside of the Salvation Army, but the Salvation Army is helping and serving and giving all year long. So you're always welcome to come and partner with us.
If someone would like to ring the bell, how do they go about signing up?
Yeah, you can give us a call at our Rome office. Always, we're happy to answer and help you out there. But I think the easiest way is to go on savolunteer.org and sign yourself up.
Okay. All right, Lieutenant, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate the time, and thank you for what you do. It's 8:23. We'll break and come back here on a Monday morning at WIBX.
Four Element Studio at 1607 Genesee Street in Utica has a diverse state of artistic choices for you. There is winter camp for kids, arts and creative workshops, after-school programs for low-income and at-risk kids, beautiful gift cards, and one-of-a-kind artwork for gifts and art collectors. And get this, all the artwork is created by local artists from the Mohawk Valley. The holidays are here, and what better time to check out Four Elements Studio in Utica.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Till December 21st at Harley-Davidson and Power Sports of Utica. For every $100 worth of merchandise, get tickets to win a drawing of your choice, a new ATV or motorcycle for the holidays. We will match any competitor or e-commerce price. We're a Toys for Tots drop-off till December 9th. Till December 21st at Harley-Davidson and Power Sports of Utica. For every $100 worth of merchandise, get tickets to win a drawing of your choice, a new ATV or motorcycle for the holidays. We will match any competitor or e-commerce price. We're a Toys for Tots drop-off till December 9th.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm William Mattar. Big truck crashes often result in serious injuries or death. After a big truck crash, call William Mattar, the largest motor vehicle accident firm in the state. After a serious truck crash, call us right away so our immediate response team can preserve evidence while you focus on your family. Truck crash? Call William Mattar, 315-444-4444, South State Street, Syracuse.
Hey, Ricky Z and everybody at Mazda continues to win awards over there for performance, safety, reliability, all with an increasingly loyal following of drivers that enjoy Steve Ponte Mazda's incredible vehicles and Mazda's incredible engineering. Mazda's premium design, fit, and finish, and the paint process is extraordinary. And their premium interior redefines luxury. Their CX-9, I love. All of their vehicles, dependable, great on gas, and they just look great. It's a new Mazda, a new vision of luxury vehicles. And Rick always says, come on in and check out the experience that you'll have at Steve Ponte Mazda. It's a completely different buying experience. And he always says, let's make your deal on a Mazda. Brand new or pre-owned. See why it's always easy to do business with a family-owned and operated Steve Ponte Mazda on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
8:27 on Monday morning. Yeah. So I wanted to play this Boeheim piece again from his press conference at the after the game on Saturday afternoon, where they ended up losing shockingly to Bryant. It was a.
Is it Bryan University or Bryant?
Oh,
Bryant.
Okay. It was a. Why do you say that?
Well, I just laugh, and like that's how small of a school or non-influential you would expect them to be on the hardwood at Syracuse in the Dome. That they go in and they beat Syracuse, a program like that with a legendary coach.
I'm especially after already having one of those games this year with Colgate shooting like 3-pointers out of this world, and they lose to Colgate.
And again, we're in the cupcake part. And interestingly, I have a cupcake in front of me. It looks delicious. We have the cupcake part of the schedule. Syracuse is 3-3.
3-3. Yeah. Young team. I mean, how many excuses can you make? I don't know. Anyway, Boeheim, after the game, it was heated. It was a bit dirty. Players were ejected. They played without 3 of their starters, in fact, Syracuse did. And they ended up losing 73-72. At one point in the first half, they were behind by more than 20 points. Wow. Anyway, as the game ended, 2 or 3 of the Bryant players decided they were going to just walk off the court and not shake hands. Boeheim had a problem with it, and actually the coach for Bryant probably was getting heckled a bit and began taunting the fans at the Dome. Here is the press conference. This is when Boeheim was asked about the seemingly an altercation that occurred at the end of the game between him and the Bryant coach. Here we go.
Against a Big Ten team.
Every game's important.
So you and Coach Grosso had an exchange after the game.
Yeah, his players didn't come and shake hands. They ran off the court, 2 or 3 of them. I don't know why you would do that. We lost. We shook hands. I mean, that's what you do, win or lose. That's what you do.
So that's what you said. What was his reaction?
Pardon?
What was his reaction after?
He gave me a sarcastic apology, which fits him. It really wasn't an apology. That's why I didn't really accept it. He said he apologized. It wasn't that kind of apology. We'll see.
Boeheim walks out. How much when Syracuse plays a Bryant, or they play any of these secondary, what do you call them? Secondary teams, or they're not
mid-majors.
Yeah. How much of that is in Boeheim's hands? I think all of it, isn't it? So, for instance, if Boeheim's like, well, you're not coming back.
Right.
Syracuse won't play. But I can't imagine you'll see Syracuse playing Bryant again next year.
Yeah, that's probably correct. I think other than the ACC, he picks, do they want to play Colgate? Do they want to play Bryant? Do they want to play
Colgate, of course, has a long-standing history.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's obviously a good relationship. I have to say, though, I agree with nobody cares what my opinion is, just personally, though. I agree with what Boeheim said on a lot of fronts. But his player slapped another player on the court. And, again, it wasn't a full slap. But as he's walking by him, he gives a little tap on the cheek to the guy. And the guy responds, but goes over and, winds up and clocks Judah Mintz in the face with a slap. Now, had he hit him in the cheek or the jaw, I think he would have done some damage, might have knocked him out. But he kind of hit him in the top of the head. What's missing from the audio you played there is that he's got to call out his own player. The guy got fouled on the play. He steps over another player. I see the kid that he ultimately slapped kind of gave him a light push with his hand.
Yeah.
But he can't walk up and slap a player. And he's upset that the other coach is sarcastic. He's right. The kids shouldn't have left the floor. They should have lined up like everybody else does, win, lose, or draw, and you shake hands and you bury it there. But, I mean, Boeheim's guy was the one in the wrong. I feel like he started the whole thing. You can't slap a kid. You can't walk up and slap a kid. I don't care how. It's one thing if it's a fast break and he really shoves you, throws you into the crowd, or he undercuts you. You see that where a player's going up for a layup, he gets hit in the legs, and then he lands on his head or his shoulder. But that's not what happened.
Boeheim did address it. However, I think you're absolutely right. It should be, all right, you're going to sit in the next game or
absolutely.
Or
And if he doesn't do it, then at some point the ACC steps in. I know it's not an ACC game, but NCAA's got to step in at some point and say, you can't have just a kid. He gets fouled. He's upset. He goes and smacks a kid in the face.
Monday Night Football is the Steelers at Indianapolis tonight to take on the Colts. And we haven't talked about this story as of yet. Odell Beckham Jr., did you see this story?
What is it?
Reports out of Miami say that Beckham Jr. was asked to leave a plane after being labeled as aggressive and rude, and in some cases, drifting in and out of consciousness. Cops were given a medical emergency call after he was said to be unconscious at times. As a result, the plane had to be delayed for around 90 minutes as the player refused to leave the plane, even though police were requesting that he do so. A witness on the flight claims Beckham was asleep and got aggressively rude when flight attendants tried to wake him up to fasten his seatbelt. Apparently, the flight crew felt Beckham might be seriously ill and would be unable to handle the 5-hour flight, so they called police. On Twitter, Beckham posted, "Never in my life have I experienced what happened to me. I've seen it all." And that's all we get out of the story.
Yeah, so, look, Odell Beckham Jr. is a notoriously selfish, outspoken person. I don't know what happened. All I know is if that had been Bill Keeler, the storyline would not read.
There'd be no story.
It would not say, the police requested Keeler leave the plane several times, but he refused.
No, they'd begin with duct tape. They'd duct tape my ankles, then my arms, and they'd zip tie my arms behind my back, and they'd drag my rear end right off the plane.
You'd probably be facing federal charges this morning.
Yeah.
Look, there's a bidding war going on for Odell Beckham Jr. for the second half of the season. He's said that he's going to go to the highest bidder. I almost thought you were going to tell me he was kicked off somebody's team airplane. There's been actually several people have said, the Giants are in the mix here. I was so happy when the Giants got rid of him. He's just a selfish me guy. Certainly, we do need some offensive, talented players because we don't really have many other than Saquon Barkley at the moment.
I know that Davey had said the other day, but the Bills could use him. I don't think so. I don't think there's a great mix on that Buffalo team right now, and someone like him could destroy the chemistry on that team.
I think that's a great point. If he's under a substance, though, I wonder if how would you know that at this point?
Right.
Because I don't think they tested him, but it makes you wonder if there's a team out there that's playoff bound, do you want to sign a guy who's in and out of consciousness on an airplane arguing with the stewardess?
Yeah. And then afterwards, it's like everybody else's fault.
Right. I've never been treated so horribly in my life. You're lucky you didn't get arrested.
Today is Cyber Monday. Evan Brown on the line right now from Fox News. Good morning.
Good morning.
So deal after deal after deal. If you didn't get your deals on Friday or Small Business Saturday, here you go for Cyber Monday.
Yes, this would be the day you'd want to give it a shot because there are expected to be the continual deals that people have been getting. Some cases, people have been saying they've been getting, even things like TVs and gaming systems at 50, 60, 70% off if they've been hunting around for them. So you might find more of those deals online as opposed to brick and mortar today, but they might still actually be out there. And, since Thursday, since Thanksgiving, shoppers have spent more than $9 billion.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. It's actually a record-setting thing. So we expect more of that today. That is in contrast or despite the fact that the economy is once again teetering on recession. So you have to imagine that people are, they've been waiting for this to be able to take advantage of some really good deals. Save some money because, it may be time to get a new TV or whatnot, and if you can get it at half off, that's
it's pretty good.
That was worth the wait,
Yeah.
TVs don't last 20 years the way grandmas did, So,
No, they do not. And like every other piece of technology, it's like you have something for 2 years, and maybe it's going to last, but it's now so far out of date, you must get the new one.
Well, not even things that are out of date. Like I got a washing machine last year.
Yeah, I know.
Because the one that I had bought 7 or 8 years ago died.
Yep.
Right? 8 years, right? So I bought a new one, and it's a nice one. It has, buttons, and it makes sounds and things like that.
Does it wash the clothes? That's what matters.
It washes clothes. And then not even having it for a year, the pump died on it. And, the warranty company came out and did it. And replaced it. And I said, do they make anything that lasts anymore? And the guy just laughed at me. He says, if they built something that lasts 20 years, they couldn't sell you one every 5 years.
Well, I had the same issue with a washer dryer, and ours had just run past the warranty. So it had a regular 1-year warranty on it,
right.
And it was just past that, so it was not under warranty. And same thing, but our repairman said, I'm going to have to charge you about $600. You're better off scrapping
Going
this.
to get a new one.
And get a new one.
Yeah.
Yep. After a year.
Yeah. Well, something that I've started doing over the past couple of years, I won't say which one because they don't pay me, but one of these home warranty companies.
Yeah.
I pay about $100 or something a month for it, but I've had things break down on me, and it's small fee for them to come out and look at it and do something about it, and that has saved me, thousands of dollars on certain things. And in this day and age where everyone's got to tighten the belt, it may be something worthwhile. And these companies may be offering Cyber Monday deals to.
You never know, right? You can get it 50% off right now. So we come full circle, Cyber Monday. So, well, listen, you get out there, and I the other part of this. I two observations. Number one, it's interesting how the big brick and mortars are now a part of Cyber Monday. Some of the biggest retailers that are brick and mortar are now, Walmart and Target, and they're all out there celebrating. It didn't used to be that way.
It used to be that Walmart considered themselves to be, we're in a different realm from something like Amazon, let's say.
Right.
So they all kind of figured it out that we're actually all competing with one another.
Yeah.
So it made sense to have both an online and presence in addition to the brick and mortar presence, and that would therefore allow them to take advantage of having brick and mortar sales, let's say on Black Friday, and then try to emphasize better deals on their website on Monday, and so on and so forth.
I know you got to take off, but the other part is be careful. The deal that you think is too good to be true, well, it is Cyber Monday. Be careful who you buy from. Make sure it's reputable.
Right. Make sure it's a well-known retailer, especially also those third-party sites that promise to find you the deals, or they give you coupon codes or whatnot. Just be careful who you're giving your own personal data to, especially if it seems a little hinky. It probably is.
Evan Brown, thank you as always.
You got it.
Have a great day. Have a great Cyber Monday.
As I mentioned, my mother had complained to me that Monday or Tuesday last week, some of the deals that she saw online were better than what she saw on Friday. So she had actually purchased some things, but
it may be back to low again.
Yeah, I was
today.
wondering if it's going to swing right back down today.
The post office has released holiday shipping deadlines for gift mailing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you're delivering to military personnel stationed domestically, the deadline to ship is December 9th. Military deliveries using USPS Priority Mail Express Military, you have until the 16th. Using United States Postal Service retail ground service, first-class mail, and first-class package services, your deadline is December 17th. Priority mail deadline is December 19th. And if it absolutely positively has to get there, you can go out as far as December 22nd as your hard deadline, but you will have to pay Priority Mail Express services for Alaska and Hawaii. You probably should send earlier, but that absolute deadline is the 22nd.
And
but you'll pay for it.
Just a tip of something that I learned. Obviously, my son's birthday was recently, and there's a couple of things that we're still waiting on. I think I'm going to try to kick those to Christmas if I can, because he got so much stuff. But if you're ordering a gift for someone, let's say like a young child, and you're worried about these deadlines, you might actually be better off, and it will be cheaper, I believe, if you go online, you purchase the gift from like an Amazon, and then just have it shipped to their house. And if you're a Prime member, you can get it within a day or two. Instead of having it shipped to you, and then you got to package it and mail it, you just click the gift option. They'll put it in a fancy bag.
We did this with because my son being in Denver, so he comes home for Christmas. We get the gifts. Now we got to ship it.
Right.
It's terrible. That costs a ton.
Right.
So you are much better saying, "Hey, I'm shipping everything to you." The other thing you can do that I find, if your kid is or grandkid is under 4. Doesn't do a lot of talking to friends. Tell them Christmas is in January, all right? Because the deals are so much better after December 25th.
That's a good point.
And, nobody will know. You just celebrate it like it's Christmas. Yeah. 8:43. We'll wrap it up here for Monday morning. Coming up at WIBX.
Visit Munson Williams and be inspired by the special exhibition Leslie Dill, Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me. Walk among larger-than-life sculptures of American visionaries, including Sojourner Truth, Emily Dickinson, and others. Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me is an enchanting experience for all ages. See it before it closes January 29th. As always, admission to the museum is free. Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me at Munson Williams is made possible by Stephen and Dorian Critelli in honor of Dolores Y. Critelli and Alan and Linda Vincent.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Food is late again.
You should have ordered through EasyCater. Professionally delivered right on time.
EasyCater, huh? Have a pen?
No, I don't have a pen. Does anyone have a pen?
Nah, I'll remember.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
It's the holidays. You need a new bed, but you've got shopping to do. I get it. This is Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. Would a $1,000 prepaid Visa card help out? How about a 75-inch flat screen TV? You're going to get your choice of those two things at Mattress Express when you get a select luxury king or queen set, like the number bed by Instant Comfort or Posh and Lavish. Yes, of course, you'll get the flex set option in king or queen. 5 years, no interest, no money down for qualified buyers, and an incredible night's sleep. Don't forget, we also have Purple and Puffy, the big online brands when you come to our store. Come on in, try them all before you buy. We'll pull up their website in store. We'll give you the same price, their same holiday deal that they're giving online, but you get to try it first. It's the holidays. You always get a great deal during the holidays at Mattress Express. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
It's time to find new roads and save at your certified pre-owned Chevy store, Steed Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. When you buy a GM certified pre-owned SUV or truck, you'll have peace of mind knowing all vehicles have passed a rigorous 172-point inspection with a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and a 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. Stop in today and choose from a large selection of SUVs and trucks, like our 2019 Chevy Silverado LT double cab 4-wheel drive V8 with just 32,000 miles, or a 2020 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive with only 26,000 miles. Enjoy great deals in the buying experience you deserve. Shopping for a brand new reliable full-size truck, Steed Ponte has a huge selection of Silverados on the lot, with more arriving daily. Steed Ponte Chevrolet, your locally owned and operated dealership, Route 28 in Herkimer, or online at SteedPonteChevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steed Ponte Chevrolet.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Food is late again.
You should have ordered through EasyCater. Professionally delivered right on time.
EasyCater, huh? Have a pen?
No, I don't have a pen. Does anyone have a pen?
Nah, I'll remember.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
River Hills Properties remains the fastest growing real estate company in central New York because nobody sells homes like River Hills. We talk about the lockbox. That is the device that hangs on the doorknob and there's a key inside. You hit the code and then you pull out the key. And a potential buyer and maybe a real estate agent who's never seen your home before will walk through your house when you're not there. That's what the lockbox is for. At River Hills Properties, they never use the lockbox. That's because anytime your house is shown, the River Hills listing agent is there to let the people in, to answer any questions, to guide them through if need be, to make sure the lights are on, et cetera, et cetera. It is a huge difference when it comes to selling a home. And even though someone might say to you, well, it's not a big deal, then you should say, well, why is it that you offer that service to someone who's selling a $500,000 home, but not a $300,000 home? River Hills offers that service to everybody. It could be a $35,000 property, and your listing agent will be there when the house and the property is shown. That's the River Hills way. And there's the book, 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know about the house, every improvement, every warranty. It's all there in one book for the prospective buyer to view and to study and to make a decision based on the facts. It's all right there. And that's why River Hills is growing the way River Hills is growing today. In Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, online it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
8:49, and a couple things. The other day when everybody was going nuts over that lottery jackpot, was it the Powerball that was over $2 billion?
Was it $2 billion?
Over $3 billion, 1.8 billion, whatever it was.
Okay, yeah.
It was huge money. Remember, it got up to like 1.7, 1.8 billion or something. And then it went over 2. So this person was...
Right. Half of it would have been...
Right, half of the winnings would have been $1 billion.
You're right, yeah.
Danny Johnson was being pressured. He'd never bought a lotto ticket before. Was being pressured. Come on, get into it. You should buy. Why aren't you buying? All you need is $1 and a dream. All that.
Well, now it's $2.
Peer pressure. Recently, Johnson was pushed by his friends to buy a Powerball ticket when it was over $1 billion. He has always been skeptical of lotto games and thought it was just a big waste of time and money. Still, after a fair amount of badgering, he finally was coaxed into buying a ticket for the November 5th drawing. Good thing he did. Johnson hit 4 numbers in the Powerball, scoring him a $50,000 prize. Plus, he'd selected the power play option, which tripled the prize by $150,000. He's now planning a surprise gift for the friend he pushed him into buying the ticket. In the first place, he ended up winning a total of $150,000.
Okay, after taxes, I don't know what that is. I hope the gift isn't too extravagant.
Well,
because
about
you don't
80. He'd probably walk away with about $80,000.
You don't want to spend too much. Like, don't buy him a car because you're gonna give up like half the money.
Yeah, don't be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you want to buy him.
Yeah, here's $1,000. That'd be fair.
Yeah,
here's $1,000
or a nice gift about that value.
This story out of Colombia, a judge caught on a Zoom. So there's a hearing to determine if a man who is being held in relation to a bomb terror attack should be granted bail. And all of a sudden, they're doing it on Zoom, and they realize that the judge, a female, Judge Vivian Polania, is lying in bed smoking a cigarette in her underwear.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Now the ethics overseers are calling for her to be suspended for 3 months for not being dressed appropriately and professionally for the hearing. As for the judge, she says the 33-second video lacks context. She was only lying down and dressed like that because she suffered an anxiety attack during the proceedings. Now, do you want this woman passing judgment on you?
No.
Probably not.
No. And is that her reason? She was smoking cigarettes
that is her
during?
reason, yeah.
Because she had anxiety.
Calms
her down.
Amanda Ramirez has a bone to pick with the makers of Velveeta shells and cheese. Ramirez has filed a class action lawsuit, very upset over this, saying she would never have bought the product had she known it took longer to prepare than the 3.5 minutes stated on the label of the box.
What does that mean?
The box says it takes 3.5 minutes, but it took longer. The suit doesn't say how long it took her to prepare the feast, but she apparently thinks it was long enough to justify the $5 million lawsuit that she has filed.
So they say 3.5 minutes, but that's just how long you put the noodles in the microwave, I think, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't make that.
I mean, obviously. I look, having a young son, I do this mac and cheese in the microwave thing quite frequently. You put it in for 3.5 minutes. Obviously, it's going to take you a couple seconds to open the container,
Right,
a couple seconds to pull off the cheese, and then pour it in and mix it. It couldn't possibly just happen like that.
Well, that's what she wanted, and
Well,
now
she's
going
gonna lose.
I think there should be something in place to prevent people from wasting the court's time with these ridiculous lawsuits.
Completely agree.
Yeah. A couple of parents in China took issue with how much television their child was watching, so they issued a punishment. The punishment, they forced the kid to stay up all night watching more television, kind of like what you do if you caught a kid smoking a cigarette.
Right.
It's like, all right, you're going to smoke the whole pack. Somehow, a closed-circuit video of the punishment and the scolding that was involved was made public and went viral, which resulted in everyone having an opinion, some of which calling it a form of abuse.
Oh, please.
Especially when the kid tries to go to bed and his mother forces him to get back up and watch more TV while the kid is crying and pleading for sleep.
Okay, so as a punishment for watching too much television, the parent says, okay, you're going to watch an unlimited amount of television here through the overnight. You're going to have to watch it, with the idea being the kid gets so sour on watching it, he doesn't
It is,
disobey.
though, it is one of the tortures that are used in military torturing.
That they don't let you sleep.
They don't let you sleep. I
I
mean,
mean,
when I'm like, did she waterboard the kid? No. So
it's just ridiculous.
And then,
but by the way, this is an example of what can happen. You talked about the closed circuit video. This is what happens though when the kids are more tech savvy than the parents.
That's right. They're taping it and putting it on TV. And apparently during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, there is controversy. Smokey the Bear has his share of fans after his balloon showed on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Smokey this year was shirtless, sporting a rocking, ripped physique and wearing skinny jeans, which made many feel he was way hotter than the fires he's trying to put out. People gave shout-outs to the Smokey balloon, calling him the DILF? What would that be? Oh, boy. And just figured it
when
out.
the light bulb goes off,
Yeah.
huh?
Ding. Sorry about that. And Zaddy, which is an older, attractive man, and pointing out it's clear he does not miss chest day.
Okay, look, this is bestiality, what they're joking about. Can we stop there?
I think that what they're kind of talking about is, well, it's a blow-up balloon. But I think this falls into that category where there's, you're shaming children. They're all going to think that their bodies have to be as fit as Smokey the Bear, which is ridiculous, right?
That is ridiculous.
And on Saturday afternoon, a Southwest Airlines flight from Houston to Columbus had to be diverted to Little Rock, Arkansas, due to a passenger disturbance. This was not Odell Beckham Jr. Reports say a woman assaulted another passenger mid-flight. We know the alleged victim was removed from the plane and taken to the hospital for examination. What we don't know yet anyway is what caused the confrontation or the nature of the assault. The accused woman was arrested and could face federal charges. They ended up getting into a real severe fight on the flight.
I'd love to know why.
Be pretty wild. That's all I have. I've exhausted all the ridiculousness. Back here tomorrow. Enjoy your day.
Four Element Studio at 1607 Genesee Street in Utica has a diverse state of artistic choices for you. There is winter camp for kids, arts and creative workshops, after-school programs for low-income and at-risk kids, beautiful gift cards, and one-of-a-kind artwork for gifts and art collectors. And get this, all the artwork is created by local artists from the Mohawk Valley. The holidays are here, and what better time to check out Four Elements Studio in Utica.
Buy direct from the manufacturer and make a splash with a new spa from Strong Spas, now open in Sangertown Square. Choose from over 100 ready-to-deliver spas in stock with new inventory weekly and prices slashed to move fast. Visit the largest spa showroom in New York State and ask about their many financing options. You have to see this showroom to believe it. Strong Spas. Experience the difference in person. Sangertown Square, New Hartford, or online at StrongSpas.com. Hurry, these spas won't last.
Visit Munson Williams and be inspired by the special exhibition Leslie Dill, Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me. Walk among larger-than-life sculptures of American visionaries, including Sojourner Truth, Emily Dickinson, and others. Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me is an enchanting experience for all ages. See it before it closes January 29th. As always, admission to the museum is free. Wilderness, Light Sizzles Around Me at Munson Williams is made possible by Stephen and Dorian Critelli in honor of Dolores Y. Critelli and Alan and Linda Vincent.
Hi, this is John Calabrese. Is your company looking to hire qualified, dependable employees but unsure of where to look? Let Express Employment Professionals take on the recruitment and hiring process for you. We're a locally owned, full-service staffing firm. We'll help you find your next star employees. Business decisions come down to time and money, and Express can save you both. We take on finding employees for you so you can focus on meeting your business goals. Find us on the web at expressmohawkvalley.com for details on how to get started.
Are you looking for a great job? Stop searching. ECR International is hiring for assemblers and maintenance technicians. You could be working for the company that actually helped kickstart the world-famous Boilermaker Road Race. Both of the positions that we're currently hiring for offer excellent pay with a full benefits package. Instead of waking up every day dreading work, wake up and have a fulfilling job working for a great local company. Work for ECR International. To find out more, just call Express Employment at 315-790-5723.
If you are considering apartment living, you should explore Pounder Hall in Oriskany. Enjoy affordable apartment living in an elegant setting with social events, year-round activities, 3 meals per day, housekeeping services, and daily transportation. If you're ready or just thinking about the advantage of no more maintenance, taxes, and the responsibility of homeownership, but still want to live life to its fullest, Pounder Hall is here for you. The doors to the Eastern Star campus are always open to you and your family. For details, call 315-736-1759.
WIBX 950, Utica, Rome.
He appears ready to admit he's a mass murderer. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Peyton Gendron expected in court later this hour in New York to change his plea to guilty for a racist shooting spree at a Buffalo supermarket in May.